So here we go. Stand by.
On the day I was born, this all gathered round.
Well, it was another weekend gone by. We'll never get that time back. And we got Wolfie the Wolf Dog right there with Pete Davis up there in the mountains of Macon. Hey, Wolfie, how's it going? The Astro space flying dog from the Jensen's family, the Jetson family boys. There you go. Anyway, and so as we begin our program about Pete Davis, weekend activities, any astounding information of sharing of.
You're not going to believe this.
All
there
right.
is a judge up here, I won't say which county.
Yeah.
I don't want to get him in trouble.
All right.
That has decided that if you commit a crime and come before him in court, if you stutter, he will not send you to jail.
Oh, really? I can't believe it. Well, really, I didn't hear about that. What do you mean?
Well, he says, it doesn't do any good because they never finish their sentence.
I knew, as soon as the stuttering, I knew there was no possible way. Hey, Flounder, can you do something about this, sir? I mean, hey. God, we need a longer dump button or something. I don't know. When he starts doing this, cut it off and then do one of our Flounder's funnies for 12 seconds.
Just completely shut him down?
Yeah, exactly. Just cut it to freak out and then boom, bam, pow. Anyway, oh my God.
Ruh-roh.
Snarko the doggy. What is it?
Astro
the doggy space boy dog. Something.
From the Jetsons. You don't remember Astro?
I barely. I was not. I'm like a half a generation above that, away from that, I think, probably. I know. I remember seeing it, but I remember they had like a funny little theme song. It was kind of the Jetson, kind of like, wasn't that it? Something like that.
Jane, his wife.
Yeah, it was kind of a cute little.
His boy Elroy.
Yeah. I mean, so I remember it, but I was not. It wouldn't be something that I would always make sure I watched or anything like that. But whatever. And Flounder, a weekend activity, sir. I know you had a little something. And by the way, how's a little girl Cameron, the Flash?
She stayed with myself and Veronica this weekend. It was a lot of fun. She's a very sweet young girl.
Excellent. Now, and she's a softball player. Is that what you said?
She plays softball. I think she just turned 7 this past year. So.
Well, what, you like second grade or is that third grade? I guess.
Second or third, I want to say.
Oh, my God. Well, great.
Anyways, we watched her all weekend, and that's a great form of birth control right there.
Yes, it is. And had an instant demand for marriage pre-counseling. Let's see if we can figure this out beforehand. Sorry. 306. Anyway, with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. There's a number 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. No, thanks for asking. I made a couple of trips to the...
How was your weekend?
Oh, no, I really don't have time to... Jesus. I'm telling you, you get to be a certain age. My name's on the show, but you get to be a certain age, it's over. Nobody, it's gone. I mean, I learned that when I was retired down in Florida. Every once in a while, I wake up in a cold freaking sweat thinking about what an idiot I was that I didn't realize what happens at a certain time where you think, oh, is she hitting on me? No, she's not hitting on you. Okay, she's making fun of you. That's the difference. Anyway, I hit balls 2 days in a row. I figured out the good time to go when it's not too crowded, and it was a great experience. And I'm thrilled to pieces, even though I'm not playing golf. But I hit and I went to the stable twice, both nights, both in the daytime, and then I went back at night because that's when the horses had turned out. In the summertime, they turn them out in the nighttime. So if you want to see action video of the horses, I have to go there at nighttime, and I can only do it in weekends. Anyway, so I got some great action videos of the horses and had fun, and so there's my life. And I had 4 cable outages pretty much every day. I'll be watching TV, and it says, you've lost your internet connection. So I have to run upstairs, unplug my router, plug it back in, and 8 minutes later, everything's fine again. Every day. So, but thank God I have the modern technology that I can do that. I could run up there and I can unplug it and plug it back in again. Guys, see, you didn't have that kind of opportunity many years ago with a low tech. Now you got the high tech, and it makes it so much easier. Anyway, 404-741-1230, 741-123.
I literally have to drag the dish outside every day and bring it in every night, and I don't have that problem.
It was easier when I was standing by the freaking rabbit ears while holding a thing of aluminum foil. I swear to God. Seriously, there was a shirt turn, and one of the kids would have to go and hold the freaking antenna. Don't move. And it was still black and white wobbling. I remember the first time, people would walk down Main Street in our little town growing up to see the first color TV in the window of the appliance store.
Okay, this blew my mind. Did you watch it over the weekend? Pat Sajak, of course, recorded his last goodbye. Okay.
Yeah.
They showed his first one. I forgot that he started in Reagan's first year in the White House, 1981.
Yeah.
I forget. He had this really weird haircut and everything. He came out and he did a very nice thing about Chuck Woolery leaving to pursue other things. It's very nice. And he said, I know some of you are confused. You're thinking you're going to see Chuck and you're seeing me. A lot of people are adjusting their vertical hold right now.
There you are. See?
Remember that?
That's
the
right.
Vertical hold. That was the biggest problem.
The VHF, UHF, there were 2 different dials on the front of the screen. On the front of the TV, I mean, holy cow.
I mean, basically, they're like, come in, Tokyo Rose, trying to get the vertical hold to stop.
That's right. That's right. You're going to have to adjust yourself. But again, I mean, just the technology and the changes in culture and anyway. And by the way, for the record, Pat Sajak, again, was, I knew him a little when I was overseas, and he was a member of the Dawn, but he was on AFVN, American Forces Vietnam Network. He was one of the morning guys who did the Good Morning Vietnam that lasted for never and ever. One of the nicest guys you'll ever know, humble. And I can't say enough good things about him. I didn't spend a lot of time with him, but I ran into him once in a while and stuff. Anyway, just a terrific guy. I'm really happy for him. I couldn't say anything nicer about the man, and as big a star as he is. And again, he said, and God bless Vanna White. She's sticking around. She's going to stay doing the show. I can't believe it. What the hell is that all about? Is she? I mean, she's not. She's got to have money up the kazoo. I mean, is she married, hates her husband, or what? How the hell? Why? Although I suppose they tape them on like 1 day a week or something. They do 5 shows and then they're done for the rest of the week, so it may not be that big a deal. But still, I don't. Well, hell, I'm working. I'm damn near 80. I'm full time working at radio.
Who's replacing him?
Boy, that's a great question. I don't know.
Ryan Seacrest, I believe.
That's right. I think it is Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Well, again, it's
perimeter mall zone.
I wonder if they jumped the shark. I don't know. I don't know how many more things you can do. How many more, the answer is things you can. Whatever. Well, that's not him. That was the other. That was a spin in the wheel. Yeah. Well, you could do that forever. Anyway, I don't know. What do I know? Have you ever been in a studio, a taping of a show? Of an actual.
Yes, I told you before.
Yeah.
We saw Arsenio, and then we saw Frasier, and it was amazing to watch him.
Didn't they put you from one studio because nobody had enough guests or something? So they said, "Would you go over here and watch this guy?" Right?
They begged us. We're waiting for Frasier. They begged us to come watch Arsenio, and it was entertaining. It really was. But still, they couldn't fill up their thing.
Yeah. Flounder, have you ever been in a studio for a live TV type series kind of network? Or
no, I have not.
It's as you can tell, it's a really different experience, and they stop and they edit and they have applause signs and they have a warm-up guy, and it's just kind of an interesting experience. Anyway, 404-741-1230, 311. We got all kinds of newsy news stuff. We'll talk about the prosecution and the defense, and the jury, I guess, is going to, I think they're going to wrap up today. This afternoon, it could be any minute, and the jury will get the Hunter Biden case. And by the way, a couple of observations. We'll also talk about Donald Trump and Casio Bang Bangio Stupidio's afraid. We're definitely going to talk about the Caitlin Clark case. In fact, we'll do that coming up here in a second because I think that's an important issue among other things. But a couple of observations. Have you noticed the last few days, and I noticed a lot in the social media and also the news coverage, Hunter Biden's wife coming into court and being in court the last several days, she's had that, smug appearance. They call her aloof, the Miss Hollywood uppity up, where she has her hair pulled back real tight and those huge freaking $9,000 sunglasses and stuff. And there was a lot of ridicule in the media and social media about her being cold and aloof and so forth. Today, she's got her hair down. She's smiling. She's saying hi to people. I'll bet you anything that they said, hey, you got to kind of ease up a little bit because you look like just a cold-hearted so-and-so. I'll guarantee you, because all of a sudden her hair is now fly away, 100% different than what it was. And the other thing, Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, the prosecutor, even at the beginning of his closing argument, said, by the way, the people in this courtroom sitting here are not evidence. The famous people sitting right here are not evidence in the trial, pointing to the Biden family. And Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, comes prancing in and the little 3-inch high come boink me pumps, like a sashaying around winking at the jury members. I think a little promise or a little something later if you do the right thing, stuff like that. I'm almost pretty sure there is something. Anyway, so we got all the newsy stuff. Also, ladies, we're going to be talking about the front hole. It's a medical thing. I'm sorry. No, don't get on me. It's a medical thing, and we're coming up with it shortly. But I shouldn't even said that. God,
don't be an a-hole.
I'm sorry. No, that's the back one. Hey, it's 313. Give her big flower. Hey, it's the Kimmer. Look out. The Kimmer Show is live every afternoon from 3 to 6, just like the Kimmer. Yeah, I had my chart here from the other day to show the price differences between the last week of Donald Trump and the beginning, and currently, from the last week of Donald Trump to today. McDonald's McChicken was $1.29 under Trump. It's now $3.89. That's an increase of 201%. Taco Bell had their beefy 5-layer burrito was $1.69 under Trump. It's now $3.69. That's 118% increase. And let's do Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, my friends, the medium waffle fries were $1.65. Now they're $2.99. That's 82% higher. And one more, the Chick-fil-A nuggets were $3.05. Now they're $6. That's 96% increase. Everything is up.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Hey, it's only the Kimmer. How's it going? 315, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. And Father's Day was a week from this weekend, I think, coming up here fairly shortly. And I have a great gift suggestion. The same thing I thought for Mother's Day, because you could put a little something special in there. Atlanta Safe House. I'm serious. Guys, and give a little hint to your kids or, the wife and so forth. If you haven't seen those beautiful pistol safes they have at atlantasafehouse.com, you're really missing something. And what a great idea. Not just if you're moving or something, but if you do a lot of driving and just, for just the extra safety factor, for crying out loud. And especially if you're kind of a new gun owner. Jeff and Mark, they'll walk you through everything. They have safes for all kinds of purposes. I've bought 2. Those big, beautiful gun safes are always on sale, protecting your guns and all your other assets as well. Spinning that wheel to get inside there like a freaking banker, man. And these things are beautiful. They have shelves, and they have all different kinds of styles and arrangements and things to store anything you want. Jewelry and cash and the guns and high security stuff, business paper, your medical records, unlike the Kimmer law set and the VA said, go stick yourself. Stuff the stuff you want to save. Your things about your house and your mortgages and your living will and all that kind of stuff. Keep it safe. Not that little plastic box you get at the grocery store with a little teeny key, by the way. Please tell Jeff and Mark the Kimmer sent you. On the web, it's atlantasafehouse.com. They have a showroom in Ackworth. Always great deals. atlantasafehouse.com.
When you're leaving the house, do you plead with your garage door? Please open, please open. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Let us take that anxiety away with one quick call. Our highly trained technicians will get to the bottom of your garage door issues. It could be a simple repair, a malfunctioning opener, or maybe just needs a tune-up. But if it's time for your garage door to be replaced, we'll make that easy too, with upfront pricing and free estimates. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, Seasons Garages.com.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
XTRA 106.3 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. It was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
Don't miss the Atlanta Mushroom Festival, Sunday, June 23rd at Park Tavern in Piedmont Park. Beginning at 12 p.m. and ending at 7 p.m., this dog and family-friendly event features live music, educational speakers from the CDC and Emory, and over 30 mushroom-themed vendors. Early bird tickets are only $10, which directly supports the nonprofit festival. For more information, visit AtlantaMushroomFestival.com or Atlanta Mushroom Festival on all social platforms.
Look out now. 319. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy Monday. Wow. It's all echo. I can't hear the word. There we go. I have to tell you, I kind of enjoying this music for the musical value of it, but I've never heard this song. I've never heard of Flaming Lips. Sorry.
This was on a commercial a few years back, but they're a really good band.
I like the flowing of it. I like the thick, rich flowing of it. Good beat. I like this band. Huh? What?
Beware dating any woman who likes the Flaming Lips. That's all I'm going to say.
Why, are they psychos or what? Is this like a, deaf? Oh, my God. Well, there you are. Well, there you are. I mean, that's perfect. Hey, boy, this is great. Let's do some of this. And then she takes a knife to my throat kind of deal. Chops off a digit or something. My God, man. 2020 this day, 4 years ago on this day, during the China kill virus, Flaming Lips frontman Wayne Coyne took an innovative social distancing measures on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. The band performed their song Race for the Prize inside massive plastic bubbles. And each audience member was unclosed in a bubble to keep the China kill virus at bay, which, as we know, worked perfectly. It was wonderful, and it worked, and nobody ever got sick.
So one thing he did during COVID is one thing that the lead singer does is he gets in a ball. He gets in a giant plastic ball, and he'll jump around the crowd. So the ball will roll around all the way through the crowd. Cool. So when COVID happened, they did a couple concerts where the whoever went to the concert was in a big bubble ball.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty interesting gimmick. And by the way, have you ever seen that with the video where they have a guy inside a big plastic ball and then they kick him and he goes up into the air about 100 feet and 200 yards down the fairway?
Well, there's one where it went viral where he went into a tree.
Oh, man. I mean, that's got to be, homie, man. God, I don't think so. I mean, I've done stupid things in my life, and I've done things I've scared the crap out of me before, like heights and things like that. I don't know that I'd want to be doing that. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 322-404-741-1230 if you want to call us. We like phone calls, sorry. Now, I feel kind of bad. Normally, Flounder has not only the music list as a musical director, but he also has a birthday list and a history list from a particular website that has all kinds of stuff, and it's kind of foreign and it's weird and that kind of stuff. And so I use that as kind of the basis, and then I have my own that I look up every night or every morning of my birthdays and my history. But Flounder's guy corked out today and wouldn't let him in to the website. So I'm a limited supply of birthdays and history. I feel kind of bad because I only have all my supply, which is like half of what I normally have.
Oh, darn.
I know. I know they're going to be disappointed. I'm not going to have a birthday for every segment. I'm not going to have a birthday for every segment. I might have to repeat. And I don't, I mean, I'm, you know.
I don't know why we're doing the show. I don't know why we're even here.
Well, I should have called in. Said, boys, it isn't worth it. I just don't have the birthdays for every segment. Shut up. Everybody can eat me. How about that? 323. Here's a birthday. Elizabeth Hurley, 59.
Oh, right now, in front of everybody, the camera's on that desk.
You know
right
what?
Now.
She's not my type. I don't have any sex appeal from her.
What are you, gay?
I must be a little gay. I was young. I needed the money. Semper Fudge was back in a Marine. I honestly, she's a beautiful, classy woman. And for me, there's nothing sexual about her to me. She's a beautiful, elegant, classy woman, but not my type in any way.
Good night, everybody.
Flounder, how about you? Oh, you can't say anything. You got Miss Veronica, who's number one in your life, so don't even say anything. Our history list, no, I saved it here, buddy. Our history list, you owe me later. Our history list includes, those see-through envelopes that businesses use? They have a little plastic hole. Oh, yes, you do. They have a little plastic see-through thing in the front of the envelope. Well, they were patented on this day in 1902 by Americus F. Calazan. There you are. This special witness.
Well, that's the content I waited between 78 hours over the weekend to try
and actually, just because of Flounder not being able to get in his website, I may not have a history thing for every segment of the show either. Honestly, I should probably leave now.
Well, you're at the bottom of the barrel right now.
Nothing.
It's just the first 20 minutes.
I got nothing, and it's only going to get worse. All right, a couple of quick things. We got the 100 trial. We'll get to stuff like that. A couple things, observations, newsy stuff. And again, join. How was your weekend? What's going on? Are you ready for Father's Day? It's Let Her Rip any day. It's a freaking radio talk show. So if you'd like to spill your bean, you're going to see what's going on. How about the Braves? Are you sick of not being able to see the Braves on TV? Whatever. What's going on? 404-741-1230. Couple things. I'm going to talk about Caitlin Clark here in a second. Again, this is Holy Crap at Sports coming up after 5 o'clock, but this is really starting to bug me. And I could give a crap less about the WNBA, the Women's National Bitch Association. But we'll get to that here in a second. Vandalized. You see the video vandalizing the statues in D.C., including Lafayette, the 19-year-old French Revolutionary War hero, the teenager who came over to help America's fight the British in the Revolutionary War. He was 19, and they vandalized his statue.
Who did it?
The haters of Jews because of God. I don't know whether it was all Pride or all Hamas. Right in front of the White House, is damn thing you ever saw. Vandalizing all the statues. In fact, the GOP is trying to. That's a federal law. That's an actual federal law. Vandalizing federal property is a federal law. And the GOP wants, and finally someone's saying, let's investigate and get him charged. Of course, that's not going to happen, but at least someone's saying it. Yeah. The
federal government has brought imported these people over here who hate us to do this. Yeah. I mean, they're in cahoots.
Yeah, well, not only that, link it to this, the Israeli raid, the commando raid that saved those 4 hostages and so forth over the weekend. All of a sudden, even Vice President Carmela's side piece, the shiftless, lazy Vice President of the United States, was lamenting the loss of all the lives during the operation. All the lives during the operation.
What you see where CNN called it a release. Hamas released them.
Yeah, they had a guy on the air saying, "I'm really disappointed in that." A chyron, that little the writing on it's called a chyron at the bottom of the screen, and they said, "Yes, Israeli hostages released over the weekend. They weren't released; they were saved." And did I hear hundreds of people killed in the latest stuff? I mean, gee, that's too bad. I mean, golly darn, what a damn shame. I guess they shouldn't have attacked those people back in October. I'd say, that's really just what a heartbreaker right there, you know. Honest to God, I'm just so sick of this, this woke apology, feeling sorry for the wrong thing. I mean, get some balls on you. We're trying to save the freaking planet and save our country, for God's sake. I mean,
stand up for Western civilization.
Exactly.
Push the barbarians back. Why are we letting them get away with this?
Social media, because all of a sudden, it used to be we all grew up. As a baby boomer, we all grew up back in the day when, of course, the times were tough after the Depression. Then the World War II generation saved everything. They saved all the money, started building stuff for the future, da-da-da-da-da. Back in the day when you worked for 25 years for a company, retired, and everybody was happy. And we were also taught as a family to share. Especially, I come from a family of 7 when I was number 2 of 5 kids. And we were told to share. And when you went into school, you had to make sure you brought enough for everybody. The whole thing was, well, give to the less fortunate, which is fine. We all grew up that way. If you have something more than in somebody else, you share it and you feel better to help somebody. That was fine to a point. But that doesn't mean that when you get into school, if you got an A and the kid next to you got a D because he didn't do crap, the teacher can't say, well, tell you what, I'm going to take your A away and give you a B and give that guy a C. I mean, that's not equality. That's this equity business. Anyway, so we were taught to share. I have no idea what I'm talking about sharing for right now. Absolutely
I don't know
none.
You went off the rails on this.
Oh my God! Hold on a minute.
This has nothing to do with social media.
Wait a minute.
This
Hold
is
on.
Democrats.
Oh, that's what it was.
The problem is.
That's what it was. Back in the day, we were all taught that kind of attitude. Now, unfortunately, because of the cell phone, yesterday's cigarettes, because of the cell phone, people are now sharing all this stuff instantaneously all over the world. And now people are saying, oh, those poor people, I can't believe those darn police officers beat that poor man. And it's the modern day, sweeping, sucking of the torrent of this self-pitying, feeling bad for somebody else instantaneously all over the world. I mean, it's that business of sharing that's exploded because of the cell phone. I think that was the point I was trying to make. Anyway, that's one of the reasons why we're having this very thing. I've tried to save it. It didn't really quite work. Okay, 3:20. Shut up. I almost had it.
It's Monday. 29 minutes in.
I'm exhausted.
And it's over.
I'm already tired. And I'm Freddie. Guess who's coming next week? Guess who's coming? I got 2 concerts. I had one over a Saturday concert. I had to fight traffic to go to the stable. I got 2 of them this week. Tomorrow night and Wednesday night is the Dave Matthews Band. I think but guess what? Next week, guess what's coming? Guess what's coming next week? Willie Nelson, Robert Plant, and Bob Dylan together, one concert next week.
Wow.
Yeah, I might as well not just... I'm going to stay here Thursday and wait right through the weekend. I'm just not even... One night, all 3 of the Willie Nelson, Robert Plant, and Bob Dylan together, one show? Oh, my God. How are they going to pull that off? I mean, I can't believe it.
Bob Dylan doing Kashmir is going to be fantastic.
I mean, can you imagine the trios of singing various songs of the guy?
And Willie's 100 years old.
He's a 90-year-old guy. He's 90. I think he just turned 90 or 91. We just did his birthday last week, I think it was. Oh, and Dylan, hell, was he 82 or 86 or something?
Yeah, but he can still play.
And I don't know. I mean, but imagine the traffic. They're going to be staking it out for 6 or 8 hours. I mean, to see those guys together. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, here you go.
Well, that'll be the buses from the homes.
And by the way, I have a story about Friday night when I delayed and went somewhere to do the thing, and it did not turn out too well. 3:31.
Well, let's talk about that. Where'd you go?
Well, I don't. And again, this is only a thing to me, and it's only my personal thing. I went to Baumgartner's. Well, first of all, I started walking down into the Battery, and I walked down where they have the pool or the fountain where the kids are running
the stairs right there.
The stairs. And people sit there, and the families watch the kids splashing in the pool, and I was, just kind of crowd watching, and I saw all the restaurants. God, there's a million freaking stores. I mean, I got lost. I mean, it's like going to Vegas. I mean, it's just you could walk around and you don't know. Oh, did I take a left here? I mean, really. It's unbelievable. So I eventually saw the Baumgardens, whatever it is, and I think you had mentioned it before, and I thought, well, I'll go in there and get it and see if they got it. And so I went in there and had their some kind of special burger, and it's got some kind of special...
Wahlburgers?
Yeah, it's got some special burger, and it's got special orange sauce on it or something. And
it's Wahlburgers. Baumgarten.
Yeah,
you went to Wahlburgers.
Yeah. Well, what do I know? I'm not a fracking geologist. How am I supposed to know that?
Read the sign on the front of the restaurant you're going into.
I was confused. Maybe I stopped for a little something on the way. Anyway, so I got to the Wahlburgers or whatever the freak it was, and I had their Wahlburger thing with orange sauce on it, and it was okay. And then all of a sudden they got real crowded, and all of a sudden got real noisy and real crowded, and people everywhere. And I'm feeling kind of out of place, and I didn't know what to moving around, and it was just kind of just a thing. And by the time I got home, my stomach. I don't know. I mean, it was delicious. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and they cooked it well done. The outside was almost crispy, the burger part, and which I like. It was really tasty, but man, it did not. It's just I can only eat certain things, and that sauce really did it. I was up all night. Not in a happy way.
Their chocolate milkshake is excellent.
I had. What the hell did I had some kind of special drink, some kind of I wish I remember the name. It was one of their special fountain things, and it was an alcohol drink. It was like $15 or something, but it was good. Anyway, so I got home okay, but again I paid for it. So now I don't know what to do the next time coming up because I'm not going there again. Although I enjoyed it. I mean, they're wonderful places.
Go to Ruth Chris. You live right there. It's right there, right off Haynes Bridge.
Right there.
I thought they.
No, it's right there. If you go left off, if you get off Haynes Bridge off 400, take a left.
I never go on 400.
You never go on 400?
Ever, no. But I'll go back ways to Haynes Bridge.
And then if you're coming from 400 and you're going north and you get off Haynes Bridge, you take a left and it's about a half a mile out on the right.
I know where that is. Yeah. I know where that is. I know it's not far from West Side Park.
No, not at all.
Okay, I know where that is. Well, maybe, but again, getting there by back routes might be possible. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm floundered. I don't know. It's Monday and it's been a long weekend and already having fun. And when do the Braves come back? Tomorrow?
Friday.
Oh that's right. They're gone. Oh my, that's a long trip. I don't like it. 3:34. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. It's Monday. Join us. Have a little fun. See what's going on here. Newsy stuff coming up here next on 106.3. And now this dramatic pause. Are we supposed to do something here?
I thought we were supposed to break at the bottom of the hour.
We're supposed to break at 3:30.
Well, I was having so much fun with your Wahlburger story.
Are you okay in there? Did it freeze up on you again?
Here we go.
Here we go. It's Monday. Having a ball. Join us. Look out. Here we go. Stand by.
XTRA 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
The Braves' struggles continue, losing 5-8 to the Nationals. Hurston Waldrop disappointed in his Major League debut, allowing 7 runs in less than 4 innings pitched. Atlanta now has a 35-28 record, putting them 9 games behind Philly in the NL East. Braves head to Baltimore to finish out their road trip with a 3-game series against the Red Hot Orioles. The Bulldogs need one more game to head to Omaha for the College World Series. After a tough 18-1 loss to NC State in their first Super Regional game, Georgia bounced back with an 11-2 victory to force a Game 3. Leighton Finley earned the win on the mound as the Dogs blasted 4 home runs to get the W. For XTRA 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan, I'm Joe Virgin.
For more local sports, head over to The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. And for the latest political news and talk, stick with XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Shooting drills. A coach who knows the game can teach their team how to improve. But one who genuinely cares about each player
you have what it takes. We got this.
Can inspire them to win. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
So you conquered the hardest part. You found the one, got approval from the family, shopped for the engagement ring, and you popped the question. Nice job. But you're not done. It's time to plan the wedding. Pick the dress, pick your tux, plan the honeymoon, and yes, find the perfect wedding bands. Well, you're in luck because Wedding Band Weekend is back at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. June 21st through the 23rd is the perfect time to stop in and shop all of the top brands in the industry. You'll find the ring of her dreams. And here is the best part. During Wedding Band Weekend, when you purchase her qualifying ring, you'll get your ring absolutely free. So don't miss Wedding Band Weekend, June 21st through the 23rd in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. And at Solomon Brothers, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hey there, Atlanta sports fans. Home team Brandon Leak here with Sonder Health Plans. You know, I've been singing praises about their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans, and now they're stepping up their game with new health plans that include home safety and accessibility modifications. Call them up right now and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract.
I mean, seriously. Well, never mind. All right. By the way, this really faked me out, and I'm kind of a little funny about it right now. And some of you, some of the older boys and girls in the audience will recall this. My birthday list includes Gina Gershon. Gina Gershon's that famous actress who was in Cocktail, Red Heat, Showgirls, Face Off, House of Versace. I mean, she's a well-known brunette, famous actress, Gina Gershon. Unfortunately, when I looked it up to see what role she was in, I left off the H. So I looked up Gina Gershon, who is a 30-year-old porn star. And so I'm writing down all these names. And, God, that's not the name. That's not the name of that movie. Her list of movies. Let's see. Her list of movies. Well, now they're not going to let me. They're not going to give it to me. Here we go. Oh, come on, open up, you scumbag.
Oh no.
And it doesn't matter anyway. So, but Gina Gershon, the actual actress, is 62. 62 years old. Yes.
She did a movie with Jennifer Tilly.
Oh,
where
Jennifer
they're
Tilly.
lovers.
Oh, Lord.
And
I remember that. Well, one of them was a gangster, and they were in the shower together or something, or in the closet. Oh, God,
in
yeah.
bed.
And by the way, Jennifer Tilly was the one in that one where they had the guy, the Vietnam veteran, showed up for the funeral, and they all got together, and Joe Beth Williams, I think, was one of the little hotties in there.
The Big Chill?
The Big Chill. Wasn't it Jennifer Tilly?
No, you're thinking of...
Meg Tilly.
Meg Tilly.
Meg Tilly was in a Big Chill. Yeah, Meg Tilly. Oh, yeah. Doing that little warm-up scene in her little leotards. Please, Ralph. Sorry, I have no idea what I was saying. Let's see. I have No, I'm fine, really. History. On this day, 1909, the SOS distress signal was used for the first time ever for real. The Cunard liner SS Slavonia wrecked off the coast of the Azores in 1909 and used ... for the SOS code for the first time officially. How you doing? It's 342, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Pete just said the video over the weekend, you may have seen it, in Oregon of a rodeo, and a bull got loose and threw that lady like 50 feet in the air and stuff like that, and got into the crowd, hurt 3 or 4 people.
It goes through the concession stand, flips a guy twice, and stomps on him.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's what bulls do. I mean, believe me, these are. And I had run-ins with a steer that I bought down in Florida when I was retired after going to a rodeo, and I bought this steer that was. Anyway, it's a long story, but that's kind of a side story. Bull jumping into the crowd. Pete Davis, does that bring back a memory?
For what I was chased by a bull. In fact, a bull attacked us in a pickup truck once.
Right.
But, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about when I was on the radio. And there was a story about a bull that jumped a fence and went into the crowd and gored some people. And then we went into a break, and my mic was still on. And I was in control of it. My mic was still on, and I'm turning to. In fact, I turned into Pete. I'm saying, boy, those Franken bulls can really jump over those, malefactor Franken fences over there. Those Franken bulls, boy. And somebody, who the guy was jumping up and down and down.
In the other studio, Greg Pachano, the traffic guy,
was on the board,
is beating on the glass.
He's
like Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate.
Stop talking. You're on the air. I go, boy, them Franken bulls. Them the Frankens can really Franken. And I'm going, oh, God. And it was just loud as day. I mean, you couldn't possibly miss it. Right like I'm talking now, right into Pete. Oh, man, I was like that. And I realized at the end, and so I got up, was in a commercial break, and I got up. And I walked into the boss's office, and the first words out of my mouth were, "You're going to have to fire me."
That's technically not your fault. That's the board op's fault.
Well, no, but I said it. Anyway.
Was that Hangman? Who did that? Hangman or Quarter Pounder?
God, I don't remember.
Spencer? It was somebody.
I don't remember. Isn't that funny? Anyways, I literally said, "You're going to have to fire me." So, well, what happened? And I told him I just dropped the F-bombs all over on your radio station. And he said, "Well, let me check that out." And that's back when everything was delayed, and he could turn it back right there in his office. He could hit a little rewind button and play back the and he says, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God."
This isn't good.
Yeah, it's over. I said,
don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. Oh my God.
You're going to have to fire me. And so he went in and talked to the bosses, and I don't remember. I remember the thing I had to do was to write a report for the news director to tell him what happened and how I would take steps to make sure it would never happen again.
Nobody complained. Nobody called.
Nobody called. Nobody complained. I think they probably couldn't believe it.
He didn't say that. There's no way he could have said that. I didn't hear that. No, I didn't hear that.
Honey, did you? No, I know. Anyway, 340C still working. 346 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's your Monday doing there? Look out. Here we go.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Summer has arrived and the month of June is jam-packed with great baseball and fun at Truist Park. The Atlanta Braves have 2 amazing matchups coming up, including the Tampa Bay Rays June 14th through the 16th, followed by the Detroit Tigers June 17th through the 19th. On Friday, June 14th, the Braves will honor Flag Day and the U.S. Army's birthday with a special theme night and pregame ceremony. And after the game, the sky above Truist Park lights up with the #1 rated fireworks show in the Southeast.
Swung on and rocked down the left
field line. Rolling down the line all the way to the wall. Braves will take the lead. 2-1 Atlanta here in the fourth.
The fun continues through the weekend with live entertainment before the game in the Battery Atlanta Plaza on Saturday. Plus, there's a kids softball bow giveaway on Sunday the 16th and the belt bag giveaway presented by Truist on the 17th. Visit Braves.com/promos to find all of the details and to purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Ventrac. Not everyone has a need for a tractor, but for those of you who do, you need to check out Ventrac Tractors. Ventrac is the ultimate versatile compact tractor. Property managers and golf courses know that Ventrac protects the turf better than anything else. And all of our users benefit from the ability to mow in wet conditions, conquer steep slopes, heavy brush mowing, and much, much more. Georgia, get your Ventrac at Howard Brothers. The grass, and if you need a tractor, you've got lots of it, is always greener when you take care of it with Ventrac and Howard Brothers.
On this episode of The Real Houses of Atlanta.
Whoa, Bobby, what's going on?
Well, now that I'm the HOA president, I'm going to start cracking down on the neighborhood.
With a sledgehammer?
Oh, look, this place is looking rough, and nobody's moving right now either. So I'm telling the neighbors it's time to fix up the homes they have.
And what do you suggest?
Well, I'm telling everybody on the block about Exovations. They're right here, and they can get your house the facelift it needs. We're talking new siding, roofing, windows, doors, decks, even porches, patios, and porticos. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to start with Jim next door. Hey, Jimmy, you got a window out. Check the bylaws.
Hi, this is Candace with Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Avoid an HOA headache and let us give your home the facelift it needs. We'll introduce you to our ExoVision, our very own architectural design that allows you to envision your home's transformation before you even start the project. Ready for your on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation? Visit exovations.com and book your consultation today.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Rooney. 350, Carapete and Flounder. And it was on this day, we got a double whammy. Got a double whammy Led Zeppelin for you here today in our musical history note with Flounder's musical record. On this day in 2009, Led Zeppelin guitar player Jimmy Page was inducted into the Mojo Hall of Fame at the magazine's award ceremony. Singer Richard Hawley got Best Album. Kasabian's, I guess, Single Fire Song of the Year. This is Mojo Hall of Fame. Mojo became the best-selling music magazine in Britain, selling more than twice as many copies as NME. I don't know what that is either. 16 honorary prizes handed out. Classic Album Award to the Stone Roses for 1989 self-titled LP. Let's see, that was in 2009. 2006, the surviving members of Led Zeppelin met at a secret rehearsal space in England to run through songs for their upcoming O2 Benefit Arena album, tribute to Atlantic Records co-founder, the late Ahmet Ertegun. It was 2006, first time the three members had been in the same room with instruments since their four-song set at Led Zeppelin's 1995 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They met first time since then in 2006. Okie dokie. They were a monster group. I never really knew much about them, but I know of them, of course. Our birthday list includes Kate Flannery, Crap! I forgot to. She was in the office. She was the tramp in the office. 60 years old. Kate Flannery. She was. I can't remember her name now, but she kind of the dark red hair, and she always had her top off, and she was having sex for steaks and stuff. What the hell was her name? Oh God, I hate this. I was going to look it up, and I got distracted. Anyway, Kate Flannery on the office. The trampy one is 60 years old today. And now I've realized I had a triple... Meredith, that's the one. Thank you so much. I realized I had a triple whammy in my history list today. I was going to do all at once about things that happened with the Marine Corps in the 1800s. But I shall now split them up so that I can reward you with a piece of information in 2 more segments by splitting them up into 3 different parts. So I shall give part number 1 right now. 1801, the North African state of Tripoli declares war on America. Was all over the shipping route for merchant vessels traveling safely through the Mediterranean. And if you know the word Tripoli, that might sound familiar with something involving maybe, a song of some kind might have an importance for some people or something later. That would be part 1. Anyway, we'll get to it later on. Kim Rapine Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. We got a billion things, more on the Hunter stuff and everything else. But first, I want to talk about this Caitlin Clark business. Caitlin Clark, again, I don't really care about the WNBA. I'm happy for them if they play. Great. I don't watch them. I won't watch them. And I'm going to make sure I don't. I'm definitely not going to watch them now, for sure. And I'm definitely not going to watch the Women's Summer Olympics in basketball. But the uproar is that Caitlin Clark, who set the record for most points scored by anybody in college, male, female, anybody else. She was a number 1 pick. She's a huge star in the WNBA. And some of the statistics, she plays in some little stadium, whatever first games, they have a seating limitation of 5,000 people. So for her first game, they moved it to a bigger stadium that had 20,000 seats and sold it out. Okay, even there were NBA, WNBA teams and NBA teams that don't sell out those arenas. Anyway, Caitlin Clark did. So we all know the importance of what she's done for women's basketball. And they left her off the Olympic team. There were 12 members of the Olympic team are picked. She was not one of the 12. She is now, because of the uproar, social media, she's now the first alternate. But now I don't know anything about this stuff, and Pete's going to do a lot more about this later. A couple of things. Caitlin Clark is a classy dame. She has said everything right. She has done all the right things. She has put up with everything. She has taken it in stride. I'm telling you, I'm so impressed with this woman, as an athlete, and as a young American on her way to stardom. She's so humbled by it, and I can't say enough about her demeanor, her personality, her class, her character, and they're treating her like crap. And it's racist, and it's a lesbianist, and whatever the hell, I don't know how many other things you can freaking call it for the Women's National Bitch Association for the WNBA. They didn't keep Tiger Woods down when he was a black young kid, and they welcomed him aboard to say, oh my God, what he's doing all this for the sport of golf. Well, there were a few people, the fuzzy zeller, I don't know what to eat, but still, the world loved Tiger Woods immediately. He said, oh my God, what superstar, boom, bam, pow. Nobody said, he's only a freshman, he's only a rookie, we can't treat him nice. Bull crap. And by the way, for the record, I don't know who they are, but I heard that somebody's on one of the shows before us said there were at least 2 or 3 rookie WNBA players who were on the women's Olympic team.
Also, if you remember back in the 90s when they had the first dream team for the USA, Christian Laettner was on the team, and he had just come out of college. Yeah. That was his first year.
Yeah, but even the women, there have been 3 women rookies before on the women's Olympic team. How the hell can you explain Caitlin Clark? And again, the only explanation I heard, Pete set me straight on this. Somebody on the membership, voting committee, whatever it was, said the reason they didn't select her as one of the original first 12 was because she wouldn't be getting much playing time as a rookie, and they were afraid that everybody would be all angry because she was sitting on the bench all the time. That was their excuse for not putting her on the team. Pete Davis?
That's that excuse. There's an excuse that, there's better play, right? Now there are better players that could go ahead of her. Here's my promise to you right now. She will be on that team. Yeah. She's already first alternate. Yeah. They are catching so much flack. They're already backtracking today. Some big names are behind this. Mainly men. The women aren't doing anything to help this sport.
No, they're turning on her.
Once again, it's the men trying to help. You know, as someone has said, we'll say it later in sports, that this is women. Men would not do what they're doing to her.
that's right.
This is a female thing that's going on here. And it'll be interesting because that's coming from a liberal. But I'm telling you right now, she will be on that damn team. Because you know what? You want eyes on the Olympics. You want eyes on that team. You want people to watch it. And if she's on there, people will watch it. She doesn't have to be of the top 10 players in the world. Not everybody. Like he pointed out, Christian Laettner wasn't in the top 15 players of the world at the time, but he made that team because they wanted people to watch that were the college fans. And that's what you have. It's not just merit, unfortunately. Sometimes there's politics involved as well with the Olympics, and this is part of it.
But it's not like she doesn't deserve it. I mean, the woman's unbelievable. I mean, if she's
right.
she
She's
can
very
play.
good.
My God. Anyway, so we'll talk more about that anyway. 3:58 with a Kimmer.
You want to push the women's game. This is how you do it.
Yeah. What happened to me too? I mean, the whole thing it's a sham. I mean, it's like everything's upside down. I know, it's incredible. Anyway, 3:58. Oh God, Flounder's funnies, Nuckies, Hoagies. What do you got there, Flounder?
Everything about Colorado is an inconvenience. Everything. Your time zone, nobody has it. Nobody has Mountain Time Zone. Nobody. Just you and Phoenix half the year. Nobody does it. It doesn't even sound like a real time zone. The other ones are Eastern, Pacific, Central, like Mountain Time. That sounds like what a dad says when he wakes up his kids when they're camping, you know. No, we're on Mountain Time. It's not a real time zone, you know. You are an enormous pain to get to. You have the worst airport in America by far.
Yeah, they do.
By far. You don't want people coming here, and you don't really want to leave. So that's why you built it in Kansas. It is convenient from nowhere. Nowhere in the state of Colorado is Denver International Convenient Airport. And then you spread these rumors about it. You're like, the Illuminati's under there too. You see that blue horse? I got a little secret. Yeah, it killed its maker. It'll kill you. Who knows? Just an enormous pain. Everything you're hard to get to. You're surrounded by mountains. You guys are essentially Wakanda for white people. You really
The blue horse statue, all right. Coming up at 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We'll talk more about that guy when we get his name if we get later to say salute. All right, look out. There we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
This is a Fox News alert. The jury has the case on Lisa Brady. They started deliberating about 20 minutes ago in Delaware, where Hunter Biden, the president's son, is facing 3 felony charges, accused of lying about drug use when he bought a gun in 2018 and then illegally possessing that gun for 11 days.
The government says that it does not have to be proven that Hunter was on drugs the day he bought the gun or even in the same month. Jurors just have to weigh that he was on drugs during that time in general.
Fox's David Spond at federal court in Wilmington.
Hunter's attorney, though, pointed to this form that says, are you an unlawful user or addicted to? Not, have you ever been an unlawful user or addicted to? So there's clearly something there that Abby Lowell is trying to play with words.
The defense also arguing prosecutors have not met the burden of proof. Hunter Biden did not testify. Another strong showing of support from Biden family members in the courtroom, including First Lady Jill Biden, during today's closing arguments. Former President Trump holding a virtual meeting with a probation officer, a required meeting ahead of next month's scheduled sentencing in the New York falsified records case he plans to appeal. Also today giving taped remarks to faith leaders.
You have to get out and vote. Our religious leaders have to get their incredible people that love them so much and respect them so much, have to get them out to vote.
Speaking to a forum hosted by the Danbury Institute, a Christian group that strongly opposes abortion, the Biden-Harris campaign warning Republicans will push for a national ban. The former president says the Supreme Court was right to let states decide abortion rights. The UN Security Council just adopting a Mideast ceasefire resolution.
14 votes in favor, 0 votes against, 1 abstention.
Russia abstained. The vote endorses a U.S.-announced plan aimed at ultimately ending the war between Israel and Hamas, ramping up pressure on Hamas to accept the deal. The Dow up 69 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word PROTECT to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's PROTECT to the number 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hear that? The relaxing sound of ambient music in a yoga class. And if you were here, you'd listen to 15 people taking a deep breath in sync. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get a quote today and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And find inner peace with a different pose called Palms on Handlebars. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Oh, you try to trick the Kimmer.
Little curveball.
Look how get him going. I like this song. I love that Olivia part. Yeah, baby. There we go. You got to give it to John Travolta. The guy could sing and dance and fly an airliner. No, not too shabby. I love this little girl here. That's right, baby. Yeah, with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John on this day, 1978, #1 in the singles chart. Hear the one that I want. Let's hear it. I love this part. Here we go. Syncopated, baby. A lot of upbeat. Love this song. Happy mood. Can't sit still with this baby. Hope you're doing all right. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. The largely buxom and magnificent Kate Upton is 32 years old today. Not my type, a little too magnificent for me. Just a little big, big girl.
Elizabeth Taylor's not your type. Kate Upton's not your type. What do you like, broom handles? Oh, my God. No wonder you don't have a woman with you.
Well, that's not the reason I don't have a woman.
Well, you're too picky for one reason.
I had a girl kind of sort of kiss me over the weekend, so there.
Kind of, sort of kiss
well,
you?
kind of. Well, it was up. It was up at the stable, and one of the horses I take videos with, and it was a good horse friend of mine, is Hey Jude, and his mommy is Jeanette, who's a world traveler, and she hadn't ridden in a while because she got hurt, and so she hasn't been up at the stable. I haven't seen her. My schedule. When I go up there, is only a weekend time, so I don't see most of the people. Anyway, I haven't seen Jeanette in literally months. And Saturday night, I went up there to do my videos, and she had just finished writing Hey Jude. And so we hadn't seen each other in months and months. So she, she gave me a little special giant grappling hug and a little smoocheroonie right there, like a kind of mostly on the mouth area. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. She's a very sweet lady. And so there, I had like an actual girl kiss. It was very exciting, actually. Of course, I think she went over and threw up in the back, but that's a whole other story. All right, 406. Let's see. On this date, I mentioned there the state of Tripoli declared war on America because of the shipping routes for the traveling Mediterranean people. On this day in 1805, in the First Barbary War, that was when the Marines came in to the shores of Tripoli. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, that was what they meant. 1805, the First Barbary War, and the Marines came in and kicked butt, if you will. 406, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230. Yes.
By the way, that was the Muslims declaring war on us long before we knew what a Muslim was.
Yeah, I had no idea. I still don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can't tell. I don't know. Are Arabs all Muslim? Are all Muslims Arab? I mean,
pretty much. Yeah. Well, not all, because there's Coptic Christians in Egypt.
See, I don't know. Again, we don't study that. I don't know. We don't study this stuff. We don't do. Honestly, I think public schools ought to teach everything about not not specifically be in favor of a state religion, but if your kids can't learn what basic religions are about, I mean, that's just basic knowledge, especially with our cell phone world in your pocket views. You see, anyway, that doesn't matter. Okay, ladies, this is going to be offensive, and I don't mean it to be, and I'll try to be adult about it, but this is real, and this is one of the things that it ought to be offensive to you. And in fact, I don't know why they keep demeaning women. Well, see if maybe you disagree. I'd love to hear from you. The Canadian Cancer Society has acknowledged now to the LGBTQ plus community dedicated to cervical cancer the page's Words Matter section. The nonprofit agency, a top cancer charity, has apologized for using the word cervix. The nonprofit said that they apologize for using the word cervix. And they're talking about cervical cancer and apologized for using the word cervix, which is where the cancer is that they're talking about. That's how, okay. Quote, the nonprofit said, many non-binary people and transgender men have mixed feelings or feel distanced from the word and the term cervix. Quote, we recognize that many trans men and non-binary people may have mixed feelings about or feel distanced from the word like cervix. You may prefer other words such as front hole.
I mean, really?
I swear to God. I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm reading it off this news article.
Is that the hole right in front of the taint?
That's the temporary man cave. I don't know. There's no nature's window. I mean, dear God, man.
The whisker biscuit?
Yeah, the whisker, exactly. We recognize you may prefer other words such as front hole. We recognize the limitations of the words we've used while also acknowledging the need for simplicity. Another reason we use words like cervix is to normalize the reality that men can have these body parts too.
No.
Okay, and then they say cervical cancer occurs when a growth of cells form inside the cervix, the lower part of the uterus that connects to the vagina. Men don't have that. And usually the cervical cancer is caused by sexually transmitted disease, papillomavirus, or the HPV business. The Cancer Society says, quote, anyone with a cervix, regardless of gender or sexual orientation, should get regular cervical cancer screenings or pap smears by the age of 25. So all you guys who say you're a girl, go get yourself a freaking pap smear after the age of 25. And by the way, they are actually, they're talking about people who can go have penile skin contracted to leading to cervical cancer when they make you a uterus and a vagina. Dear God. Now, some reaction.
Your uterus.
Just some quick reaction. Cervix? I have a damn cervix? This is just gross. You'll never receive another donation from me. Another wrote, how uncaring are you to ignore the identity, biology, and feelings of people who actually have a cervix? You need to be ashamed. It may be time to walk away from the Canadian Cancer Society. They've lost the plot. Another, I guess the Canadian Cancer Society doesn't want our donations anymore. Why else would they insult women like that? It's beyond parody. In order to be inclusive, the Canadian Cancer Society will no longer use the term cervix and use front hole. That's inclusive.
You know why they're doing it? They're more afraid of the tranny freaks than they are of you, ladies. That's your fault.
That's right.
Your fault. Because you got the money.
Yeah. Can you imagine a woman walking in with your, maybe you're going to see the doctor and you have your daughter with you. She's like your 7-8-year-old daughter with you, and you walk into the doctor's office because she's out of school. You had to take her with you, didn't get a babysitter. So you walk into your gynecologist's office and you're up at the front desk and I say, hi, Mr. McNally, what can I do for you? She said, well, I think there's something might be wrong with my front hole. Really? I'll be damned. And how's your little daughter's front hole? Is she doing okay with her so far here or what? Dear God.
Isn't this a front hole too?
Yeah,
your mouth,
I mean, come on.
We
We have one. I mean, good Lord. They're serious about this. I mean, this is the whole country.
They're kowtowing to less than 1% of the population. Women, you're putting up with this. This is your fault. You take the money away from them, they'll turn around overnight.
It's just, astounding. 412. Yes, sir.
We got Swatoon on the horn.
Excellent. Swatoon, you're on the radio. Happy Monday, my friend. What's going on?
Canadians also, they believe if you cannot pay your bills, you need to kill yourself in one of those pods or whatever you call it.
That's pretty harsh. Pretty much a final solution, my God.
I know, but it's true. But anyway, I'm calling about Muslims. I mean, you saw me, and you would never say that I was Muslim, right?
You know, I don't identify as anything but a guy who believes in America and stuff like that. I really don't even know what to think, honestly, to identify.
I know, but I'm just saying there's two kinds of Muslims.
Yeah.
There's the ones who want to kill you and me because I'm agreeing with America.
Yeah.
And there's ones who pretty much want to just live their life, and that's why there's war over there. But also, if you come to any of their kids, I mean, if you are LGBTQ, whatever, you might be in danger. I mean,
yeah. And by the way, you're my all-time favorite Muslim, and if I'm going into a fighting hole and there's a problem, I want Swatoon with me. I tell you that right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I have no problem dying for this country, and that's what Americans need to wake up and see, that this is a beautiful country. And if you don't like it, there's going to be a lot of construction work needed in Palestine.
And you know what, Swatoon? Over the weekend, over the weekend, I saw more and more video of these people coming in. They're not seeking amnesty. They're not, running away from their country. They're all walking in with briefcases and, suits on. This is unbelievable. It's totally scandalous.
Kimber, when I heard them refusing the food, I remember when I came here, we didn't have plates. My mom would buy the chicken and meat from the grocery store, and she would wash those styrofoam containers so we could use it as a plate.
Yeah.
And talking about eating, I mean, we ate the food that nobody would eat. I mean, these people are just spoiled.
I know.
I mean, I'm sorry, but they're not like me.
It's offensive to immigrants like you who did it the right way and did it for the right reasons. I know exactly how offensive you are to these people getting away with it. And by the way, there was a news anchor on CBS over the weekend, Spatoon. Did you see this? She was stunned when a new national poll said that, like at least 2/3 of Americans want to kick out all the illegal immigrants who have been sneaking in here the last 4 years. Get rid of all of them. She said, I thought she was going to wet her pants.
And anybody who breaks the law needs to, I mean, if you're not citizen, needs to be kicked out.
Absolutely.
And that's 99% of immigrants or refugees, like I'm a refugee.
Yeah.
But there's people who are real immigrants who really, and there's people right now waiting to come to America, but they can't because everything is being occupied.
That's right. And they're the ones who deserve to come in here the right way. Swatoon, thank you so much. Always a pleasure, my friend. 415, Carapete and Flounder, 106.3, 404-741-1230 is the number if you want to join us. Look forward to it.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
I'm trying, my friends, I'm trying really hard to live up to the precepts of that wonderful book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Flip. I'm retired. There's not too many things I want to give a flip about. Family's at the top of the list. But this presidential election is forcing me, darn it. If not for your children and grandchildren, it might be easy to sit back and be amused and just not care. But this presidential election is unlike any other. Two extremely flawed candidates. But in a country of 350 or so million people, you're going to be able to come up with two extremely flawed candidates sooner or later, but not at the same time, please. So I'm going to have to care about the election a little bit, if for no other reason my granddaughter. And in so doing, I just simply cannot understand why a sane and rational person would put Joe Biden back in office. Look what's going on around the world. China, Iran, Russia, upcoming military maneuvers in the Caribbean. Russian nuclear submarine docked 90 miles from Florida. Would Trump be allowing this? I think there'd be a pretty strong response. China rattling its sabers against Taiwan and moving on with its plans for complete control of the South China Sea. Then there's Iran. If they're not already there, they're really close to developing a couple of nuclear weapons. Joe Biden says, don't say anything about it. It'll irritate them. Just let it go. Be quiet. A president running for re-election. And one more thing. Private schooling is on the rise. That would end if Joe Biden were reelected. I'm not your guru of not giving a flip, but a lot of us need to be paying a lot more attention. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
Here in Atlanta, we've got history, good food, sky view, and outrageous sky-high property taxes. Sometimes with a bill 5 times higher than other Georgia counties. But luckily, there's Ownwell. Ownwell can appeal and reduce your property taxes and potentially save you thousands of dollars.
And right now, you can sign up for free by texting LEARN to 64,000.
You don't have to be an expert to save thousands of dollars every year, because Ownwell's cutting-edge technology and local tax experts do all the legwork for you. And you only pay if you save. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the view.
Sign up now, free. Don't pay unless you save. Text LEARN to 64,000. Text LEARN to 64,000. Text LEARN to 64,000.
I can't stop loving you.
I've made up my mind. What a song. What a song.
To live in memory of the lonesome time.
One phrase follows another. Music.
I can't stop wanting you.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's useless to say.
Ray Charles, on this day in 2004, died at the age of 73. Glaucoma rendered Ray Charles blind when he was 6 years old. I Can't Stop Loving You, number one hit in all over the world, for that matter, 30 countries, 40 top 40 singles. 2005 number one album, Genius Loves Country. Charles was married twice, fathered 12 children by 9 different women. And well, he was, had to feel his way around. How can you tell? It's dark. He didn't. Sorry. Let's see. He fathered 12 kids, 9 different women. He was in the hit movie The Blues Brothers and won 17 Grammys. Ray Charles, and that may be one of the most beautiful songs of all time. I think, maybe. Anyway, our birthday list includes Jean Triplehorn, and I got her confused for a minute in my head with the other girl, Jean, who was in Breaking Bad or Fargo, or remember the blonde girl? And she was one of the bad characters. Oh, God, I hate when I do this. Jeannie somebody or other. She was in, and I think she might have been in the oh God, when the black girl was married to the guy who was the Marine Corps drill instructor, and they were Dixie and not Dixie.
Nobody.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Jean. I almost had it. The chubby black girl was in the Three Girls Living Together, Designing Women. Wasn't she in that?
No.
Oh, right. Well, Jean, and not the Jean Triplehorn, but the other girl named Jean. The blonde woman, actress. Anyway.
Jean Smart.
Jeannie Smart. There you are. See, I know I had half of it right.
Fargo.
There you are. Thank you very much. Well, when I saw the name Jean Triplehorn, I was thinking of Jean Smart. And, of course, so I was all screwed up. So I looked up Jean Triplehorn anyway, and Jean Triplehorn was a very sweet, just a very sweet brunette-faced girl who was in The Firm. Jerry Maguire's wife in The Firm, and she was also Basic Instinct as one of the top girls in Basic Instinct. What?
Jerry Maguire's wife in The Firm.
No. Jerry, what's it? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's wife, yeah.
It's two different
Did I say Jerry Maguire?
Yes.
Well, the guy who played Jerry Maguire.
That's a famous line in that movie. Yeah, bring the cannolis, leave the gun.
Leave the gun. I don't believe that was the Firm. No, thank you so much, though.
Well, the way you're going.
Well, thank you very much. And by the way, speaking of Basic Instinct, she was in Basic Instinct, one of the top prosecutor lawyer type girls in that one, Jean Triplehorn. And ironically, today at the Hunter Biden trial, this is incredible. Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, came prancing in with her 3-inch come boink me pumps. And when she sat in the first row, every time the defense started talking to the jury, she did the Sharon Stone leg cross. It was unbelievable. I hope they get an artist sketch of that thing today, later on tonight, man. She did the famous leg cross with Sharon Stone, trying to get the prosecutor to get all screwed up. I tell you, that woman will stop at nothing. Anyway, Jeannie Triplehorn is 61. She was in The Firm and Basic Instinct, among other things. Our history list, and we'll wrap up the Marine Corps thing in the 1800s. We talked earlier, 1804. Oh, and now I can't. I wrote written over my own thing. 1801 was Tripoli declared war in America. 1805, the first Barbary War. The Marines cleaned that up pretty good. And then in 1898, the Marine Corps landed in Cuba for a chance to kill some people in the Spanish-American War. So they got wrapped up pretty good there for the 1800s. Our 4 o'clock hour, 424, sponsored by our good friends, the home of the Kimmer Safes, Atlanta Safe House. You need a safe, you may not know it, but believe me, take it from me. I learned the hard way when I tried to find stuff I couldn't find any longer. They have a showroom in Ackworth. Check them out on the web. Great prices. Mark and Jeff are great folks to deal with, too. AtlantaSafeHouse.com. 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230 is 424. And let's see. The prosecution's wrapped up. They're closing arguments. And they've tried to catch him on the business texting his drug dealer. There's no question. I mean, look at any of the commentaries. There's no question that he's guilty. The question is whether they're going to do jury nullification. And let's take a bet. Flounder, there are 3 options: guilty, not guilty, or hung jury, because of jury nullification. What do you think?
For Hunter Biden?
Yeah.
Guilty.
In Delaware jury with Dr. Jill flashing him the Sharon Stone shot. Yeah, well, of course he is. We know, no question about it. Pete Davis, what do you think the outcome will be?
If they find him guilty, it'll be some lesser charge. It'll be something small. It's Delaware.
I don't know whether...
And the Biden family's in there intimidating everybody in there.
That's right. And by the way, everybody knows that. With the first comment out of the prosecutor's mouth was, by the way, the people sitting in this courtroom are not evidence. Family members being in court are not evidence.
They say it's family support, but it's almost like family intimidation.
Please, absolutely it is. The number one family in Delaware for 50 years. 60 years.
The only thing missing is they didn't fly in some guy from Italy to sit out there next to Corleone.
Yeah, fly in his cousin from Italy,
from Italy, who doesn't speak English.
Yeah, just sit there in the courtroom.
Mr. Corleone, who is that sitting?
I don't really. There's no way that
It's just his brother here to support his brother.
Well, it's a family families, just loving families. At 427. By the way, Donald Trump's got to do a virtual pre-sentencing interview with probation officers. The probation officers have to find out about you. So the probation officers going to try to find out background information about Donald J. Trump. I think he probably knows everything that's ever been said, written, or thought about Donald J. Trump. So I can't imagine how that's going. I don't know whether they've done it yet. It's scheduled for today. It has to be done. Everybody, and I was on. You ever been on probation? Pete Davis, you ever been on probation?
Not in this country.
Flounder, you ever been on probation?
Yes, I have.
Well, let's hear a little more about that.
It was underage drinking.
A party or what? Somebody's house?
I was driving home from Athens, Georgia.
Ooh, driving and drinking at 13 was that?
Well, no, I wasn't 13. I was.
Were you driving at the time?
16 or 17. This was a month before zero tolerance was passed.
Ooh.
So this was when I was high. This is a long time ago, so I kind of got lucky.
Wow. Were you driving at the time? And they caught an open container or something, or what?
They just smelt it on our breath.
Oh, I got you.
The guy next to me, we had to each take a breathalyzer, and I passed my breathalyzer, and the guy next to me didn't.
And they took you to jail anyway?
Because I was driving and I was underage.
Oh, I'll be damned. I go with my buddy George Cobb when we were coming back from a golf tournament up in South Carolina, coming down through, North Georgia, and in his convertible, I was a passenger, and unfortunately, a cop over the side I think he saw me taking a sip of beer or something, pulled us over, and gave us both a breathalyzer test. Well, he didn't charge me that anymore, but the breathalyzer test he gave to George didn't work. First one worked. So I'm yelling, it didn't work. You got to put down a faulty breathalyzer that's going to run into court. And I'm yelling, geez, shut up, buddy. I was like, a young kid who just moved in next year. This is 1972 or 3. Anyway, so he said, well, we got to take it to jail and confiscate them. I think we had 2 cases of beer in the car. And they took it all. And they said, yeah, we got to take it to jail. I said, well, I'm going too. He said, we're not arrested. I said, I'm going. If he's going, I'm going. So they put us both in jail. We spent the night in jail and calling my wife. Oh, my God. Anyway, I was on probation when I got caught driving that unregistered, uninsured car. I was 16 years old down at Cape Cod for a summer job and had to go to court and go to trial and everything. And they took away my license for a year. And I had to write a report every month to my probation officer about what I did and how I'll be a better boy and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, 429, Kevin Pete and Flounder. Oh, let's do this. Donald Trump. I don't know what he's going to do with his probation office hearing today, but he sure got support. Still more coming in for him, including by a model named Amber Rose, a celebrity who is reiterating her support for Donald Trump. And people are saying, well, you MAGA people. So she is now telling you what it means to actually be a MAGA Trump supporter. She's going to tell us right now that any moment now.
A lot of people were shocked with your, endorsement of Donald Trump. I mean, you're all about women's rights issues. I mean, what was the reason for the big change?
Is Donald Trump not for women's rights issues?
I mean, I guess a lot of people were
asking.
He's
trying to make America great again. That's for women too, right?
That's true. I mean,
there you go.
I know. Does him getting convicted change the way you view him?
Not at all.
I mean, do you think it'll help his chances getting reelected or
I
think it helps him more. I think it actually helps. Yeah, absolutely. I think people see the injustice and what happened, and they want to vote for him more than ever.
I know. I wanted to ask you. So it seems like a lot of celebrities are kind of voting for Trump now. I mean, why do you think people are kind of changing their way of
I think we just did our research and we're just we're not brainwashed anymore by the left. I can say that about myself. All these years I've been brainwashed and I'm not anymore. So.
Well, she later on describes. There must be another soundbite in there somewhere. She describes it like a big, huge satire of what it means to be a MAGA Republican. We believe in closed borders and peace and prosperity, and not going to Ukraine, stuff like that. Anyway, coming up, Kevin Pete and Flounder, 431, right here.
Hey,
it's Rhino from the Morning Extra, getting your weekday morning started from 6 to 10 a.m.
There are more Democrats moving to Georgia. And the only time my wife ever gets upset with me is while I'm driving and I start cussing.
Like bad cuss words?
I mean, as bad as it gets.
JC, get off the road! Do you ever scream like, go home, carpetbagger?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on XTRA 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Intelligent technology that's more intuitive. Electrified power wrapped in sporty elegance. Meet the 2024 Mercedes-Benz C300 sedan. The leader of the pack with a sensual interior, the C300 sedan is a driver's delight and paradise for passengers. Experience the 2024 C300 sedan today. Lease one for just $539 per month for 36 months with $48.33 due at signing. Exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models. And visit today to see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through July 1st, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Insurance companies know that you don't know a lot about the law, so maybe it would be better just to let your lawyer make the call to the insurance company when there's a problem. David Van Sant should be that lawyer. He used to work for the insurance company. He knows who to call, what to say, and he has your best interest at heart. Plus, if you don't get paid, either does he. Van Sant Law, 855 GA Injury or vansantlaw.com.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
So you conquered the hardest part. You found the one, got approval from the family, shopped for the engagement ring, and you popped the question. Nice job. But you're not done. It's time to plan the wedding. Pick the dress, pick your tux, plan the honeymoon, and yes, find the perfect wedding bands. Well, you're in luck because Wedding Band Weekend is back at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. June 21st through the 23rd is the perfect time to stop in and shop all of the top brands in the industry. You'll find the ring of her dreams. And here is the best part. During Wedding Band Weekend, when you purchase her qualifying ring, you'll get your ring absolutely free. So don't miss Wedding Band Weekend, June 21st through the 23rd in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. And at Solomon Brothers, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
On this episode of The Real Houses of Atlanta.
Whoa, Bobby, what's going on?
Well, now that I'm the HOA president, I'm going to start cracking down on the neighborhood.
With a sledgehammer?
Oh, look, this place is looking rough, and nobody's moving right now either. So I'm telling the neighbors it's time to fix up the homes they have.
And what do you suggest?
Well, I'm telling everybody on the block about Exovations. They're right here, and they can get your house the facelift it needs. We're talking new siding, roofing, windows, doors, decks, even porches, patios, and porticos. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to start with Jim next door. Hey, Jimmy, you got a window out. Check the bylaws.
Hi, this is Candace with Excavations, and have I got a tip for you. Avoid an HOA headache and let us give your home the facelift it needs. We'll introduce you to our ExoVision, our very own architectural design that allows you to envision your home's transformation before you even start the project. Ready for your on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation? Visit exovations.com and book your consultation today.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
There we go. Yeah, slow rolling right in there. 437, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. The ladies' choice. Turn the lights down low. Come on, baby, do your thing. That's Eagles. Released their fourth studio album one of these nights on this day in 1975. It was the Eagles' first #1 album on Billboard. The album produced 3 top 10 singles one of these nights, Lion Eyes and Take It to the Limit. That was a hell of a band. They didn't have a bad hit. Great singers. What?
This song, I mean, come on, for a great band, they had some really piss-poor songs. And this is one.
This is probably one of the top songs of the
top 40 pablum. Absolutely.
Well, like I say, I never really cared for them that much because the sound of they didn't have any good bass players, and the harmony was a little off. They were playing F sharps at a B flat. It was just brutal. Our birthday list, God, Jesus. I didn't even know what I was going to say. Let's see. The Eagle, one of these nights. Okay. Our birthday list includes, here's something you really enjoy. Faith Evans, 51 years old today. And I get her mixed up with the other Faith, who was the one we saw at the Olympics, married to the guy. Faith Hill. Faith Evans, Faith Hill. I get them mixed up a little bit. Pretty sure they don't look alike.
I'm just going to let you dangle there.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to make it till 6. It's 4:38.
I know how you can do it.
I got a good idea myself. Got to make a quick phone call. No, seriously. 1933, look out. Bonnie and Clyde were almost killed, I tell you, when their car crashed on a rural road in Texas. Bonnie Parker, 1933. Bonnie Parker suffered third-degree burns, and for the rest of her life, she suffered with a serious limp right up until those bullets pretty much took care of that issue for her. I think they shot her like 108 times or something. Good Lord. Anyway, 439. She was air conditioned, all right. 439, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, I saw this. We got more of the comments from that model coming up here in just a second about doing kind of it sounded like a libs of TikTok smear against these scumbags who are trying to ruin our country. We'll get to it in a second. First of all, damnedest thing today coming into work. Roswell Road, okay? Roswell Road is a busy 4-lane divided highway with a speed limit of 45 miles an hour for most of it where I was driving here coming into work, okay? Roswell Road. And, maybe not a divided highway, but it's a 4-lane highway. There are parts, there are parts where there's like a left turn lane, stuff like that. But it's basically, it's so a major 45 miles an hour, 4-lane highway, busy all the time. And I'm driving along, and I see an old man, full beard, old fellow, in a 3-wheel bicycle with a little red flag on the back, riding in the right-hand lane on Roswell Road. 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. He's pedaling a 3-wheel bike on Roswell Road. I can't imagine that's legal. Can you ride a bike in the right-hand lane of Roswell Road, speed limit 45? I guess you can. He was just, he's looking around. He's just kind of, he's kind of pedaling. He's taking his time, a little red flag in the back, and he's looking around. I couldn't believe it. My God, was somebody pulling into a parking lot or something that didn't say, well, anyway, whatever. I thought, I can't believe that's legal.
Darwinism.
Anyway, that's the damnedest thing. Okay, now back to this hot chick, model chick, Amber Rose, supports Donald Trump. And people say, well, what about you MAGA Republicans? And you say, we don't even know what a MAGA Republican is. Well, she explains it very well here. Flounder, if you would, sir.
Here we go.
Right for the explaining of the girl with the talking area.
Here we
the
go.
one part of her where she's speaking and saying things.
About these MAGA. I'd like to talk to you today about these MAGA extremists. I'm sure you've heard Biden mention them time and again, but these people are truly, truly extreme. These MAGA extremists believe that America should be a sovereign nation. They want our borders to be secured and believe that people must migrate here legally instead of illegally. These MAGA extremists believe that we should not get involved in foreign wars. These people don't like war. They don't want a world with war. They're crazy. These MAGA extremists believe that women should be the only ones competing in women's sports. These MAGA extremists don't believe that men can get pregnant. These MAGA extremists believe that people should be hired based on their credentials and not their skin color or who they sleep with.
Never heard of that.
Disgusting. These MAGA extremists believe that babies inside the womb are human beings. These extremists believe that it's hypocritical to purchase oceanfront property or to fly around on private jets or to own multiple homes if we truly believe in climate change. This is a hard one. But these MAGA extremists also believe that good guys should be allowed to have guns. These extremists want more products made in America. This one it gets me. These extremists, they believe that the government should not be able to forcibly inject an individual with something that they don't want in their body. Like, the individual should have a choice or something like that. I don't get it. These MAGA extremists, they want free speech. They want the ability to be able to say whatever they want to say. Like, even mean things. These people are terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, there you are, Amber Rose, and the danger of MAGA Republicans. I mean, seriously, you dirty bastards, all of you want closed borders and no wars, gender, where no boys in the girls' room. I mean, seriously, just little, just simple thing. How is it possible that it's just so obvious, just common sense?
Peace and prosperity.
God.
That's all we want.
Anyway, 443. AOC, Ocasio Bang Bangio Stupidio, is afraid that she's going to jail. I mean, again, I hate these people. I hate what they say because whether they believe it or not, they're doing it for the reason to get Donald Trump.
Martin's on the line. He wants to chime in on this.
Martin, you're on the radio. Welcome aboard. Happy Monday, sir. What do you think?
It is a happy Monday. All is well. The comments you made about MAGA extremists think that an unborn child is a human being. So a neighbor, I had the misfortune of a neighbor, we were talking about something, and just out of the blue, she started chiming in about Trump and the Republicans and abortion, and they want women to do this. And I said, yeah, it's a big health issue, isn't it? I said, probably more of a health issue for the unborn child, but since you brought that up, and I said, since you brought that up, there was a guy that was just convicted for some level of manslaughter, a car accident that killed a unborn, almost 9-month-old child in the womb, And I said, so I'm going to guess that maybe that shouldn't have been, he shouldn't have been charged with that because, well, heck, if it's like abortion, that life doesn't matter.
Well, It's what a strange world, man. And again, I think that's the only thing Democrats have for the election is to try to make a women's rights abortion thing, and that I don't know what else they have. Other hating Trump, danger to democracy kind of deal. But
they hate screwing people and having consequences. So, abortion is the second act.
Yeah. Martin, thank you, my friend. Always interesting to chat with you for sure. Monday, 4:45, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And we got, the Alabama mother-daughter on the beach. And holy cow, sharks everywhere. I can't believe it. In Florida, off the coast, I can't believe it. And also the sniper in Florida with a shot through the computer screen to save 2 hostages. Coming up, 4:45. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Well, the students at Columbia who were involved in the Useful Idiots demonstration now have sent a demand letter to Columbia insisting that all final exams be called off and a passing grade given to every student. Why?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app. The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Organizations like Georgia Tech.
Hi, this is Jay Batt, Director of Athletics here at Georgia Tech. The Georgia Institute of Technology in itself is an incredible place. We've got this tremendous history of success. We've got incredible corporations that invest in college football. And for us, that's part of our winning formula. We've got incredible alignment on our campus. We've got incredible alignment from our president to our head coaches to our donors. We continue to invest in the fan experience here in Bobby Dodd. Everything from what happens in game, from the music to the in-game promotions. It's really an important part of what we do. And we really have tried to expand that game day experience thanks to our partnerships. I think our fans will see continued investment in that game day experience. So we're really excited to continue investing.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit GeorgiaPower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia.
It is so important to prepare in case of any emergency, and there's one place you can do that, and that's True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway. But before you get into preparing, you need to know everything that goes into preparing. That's why they have all these great classes. They always have an intro to emergency preparedness class. What about a bug out bag? Make sure that you go to their class on that. And also, don't forget, they also do blood drives, everything else. It's your one-stop shop for preparedness. True Prep, Marietta, Cobb Parkway, or online, trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
My name is Pamela Conley. I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 22 years. It's been the best years of my life, and not everyone can say that about their jobs. I'm the intake specialist for new clients, so I am the voice you hear when you call our office and the first face you see when you come by. I love sharing my years of experience with people and alongside Bruce, helping them through what is so often a really hard time. My name is Pamela Conley, and I work for Bruce Hagen. Let him work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Hey fans, summer is here and you know what that means. Exterior painting season. At Atlanta Painting Company, this summer, save 10% off of all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we're the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company. Painters you can trust.
When it comes to protecting your assets and ensuring peace of mind, trust the expertise of Nelson Eldercare Law. Our Absolute Protection Trust is designed to provide unparalleled asset protection. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com to discover how our specialized services can safeguard your family's future and assets, offering you the assurance you deserve. NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
Mike Rowe here with a few thoughts on my favorite sweatshirt. A classic zip-up hoodie that used to be navy blue but has since faded to what the fashionistas call a distressed indigo. It's 13 years old, soft as a flannel bathrobe, and after a few hundred dirty jobs, demonstrably and undeniably indestructible. This is the kind of sweatshirt girlfriends like to permanently borrow. But I've held on to this one because I got it from American Giant. American Giant makes all their stuff right here in the USA, so they can control every link in their own supply chain. That matters, because when you buy American Giant, you not only get great quality, you create jobs for people in factory towns all over the country. No pressure, but if you give a damn about the business of making things in America, you got to support the companies who are doing it right.
Thanks, Mike. One more thing we agree on. Buy American at american-giant.com/Glenn. Use my name and get 20% off your first order at american-giant.com/Glenn.
4:51. It's the Stones with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. There we go. Yeah, double album there. Exile on Main Street. Rolling Stones went to number 1 on the British chart in 1972. Their 7th number 1. That was 1972. In 2010, they re-released the album in the British chart, number 1 again, 38 years to the week when it first went number 1. The Stones are the first act to ever have a studio album return to number 1 after it was released the first time. That's, I'm surprised the Beatles...
And a double album.
Yeah, a double album, too. Exile on Main Street. I'll be damned. And they were here the other, was it Friday night?
Friday.
Yeah. And I didn't really hear much about anything, although one review said they liked it. It was a great show.
So many of our listeners went, and they loved it. They said it was great.
Yeah. And I remember the time we went, what was it, 98 or when the hell was it?
No, it was early 2000s.
Was it 2000s? I don't remember. Anyway, 4:52, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday
Once again, you were up in the nosebleeds.
I was not good, but I could see the girl flipping her boobies, every lifting the old thing up there, so that was kind of cool. That was my claim to fame. I was very lonely back then, and well,
you and Wayne both up there.
Yeah, with Wayne, no offense, and I were going, I can't see him. He's down there, isn't he? Is that the guy in like the gold pants or what?
I could touch him. I could reach out and touch him.
Shut up. Now I only have 3 birthdays left, and I got a whole hour and 10. I don't know whether to save one, save 2. Put it away for after 5 o'clock news. Oh. I'm trying to be the right. I've given 2 birthdays for this hour, or 3 birthdays for this hour, people. So I want to save some for 5. I want to share. Again, it's the Peterson upbringing of sharing with what you have. Your bountiful load with others. But your bountiful load is in the Bible.
Your bountiful load. Maybe the guy had 900 kids.
I'm from a family of 7.
Bountiful load. That's the name of my next novel. A Bountiful Load.
Next rock band. And now the Bountiful Load right here. Be a great anchorman name. Good evening, here's the news. Bountiful Load reporting. Good evening, I'm Bountiful Load, and here's the news.
Fuck Salt Lake City.
This is a national broadcasting castration. That's not right. 4:54. I don't know. This day in history, 1935, William Wilson and Dr. Robert Smith founded Alcoholics Anonymous. That's good. Okay. And by the way, that's how they're going to get Hunter Biden's. The jury's gone for the day, and the judge. And by the way, the only good news is this Judge Noriega. She's that hot chick girl who said, "No, we're not taking this phony freaking deal you made to keep Hunter away from any federal felony charges forever that anything has ever done." She's put the kibosh on that one real fast, and she's the judge in the Hunter case. We're not talking about that Marshawn with the Trump case. The Hunter case, this Noriega judge ought to be woman of the freaking year, and she has dismissed missed them. They met for a while, and now be back at 8:15 in the morning tomorrow. That's kind of I guess it's probably not too crowded rush hour in that part of Delaware. I don't know, but the jury deliberations begin at 8:15. Which is, I thought that was probably kind of strange. Anyway, so we'll talk more about that. Now, a couple of weird things going on here. 4:55. An Alabama family on the beach, a mother and daughter, first time they've ever taken a beach trip together. Lulu Gribben and her mom were on the beach. Lulu was with a friend on the beach. The other girl's first name is McCrae. That's her first name is McCrae. Anyway, they're on the beach. The Gibbon family was with their friends in Fort Walton Beach, Seacrest Beach, Florida, the Gulf side of Florida. And they came back from lunch, and someone said, oh my God, there's a shark, there's a shark. So the crowd was forming around the edge of the ocean because somebody said there's a shark. And that's when Lulu's twin sister ran up to her mom and said, Lulu got eaten by a shark. The mom saw her wounds on the leg, started to scream. She was lifeless, her eyes closed, her mouth white and pale. The wound on her leg was all that was left of her leg, something out of a movie. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The other girl got bit in the foot. They both needed tourniquets. They were flown by helicopter, which to the hospital. It was an hour and a half away by drive. They prayed the whole way. Mom says, we got to the thing. Lulu was already in surgery. They answered my prayer. She was alive. The shark had bitten off her left hand, and they had to amputate her right leg halfway up from her knee to her hip. Lulu lost 2/3 of all of her blood. And for the record, if a human being loses 40% of your blood, you're going to die. She lost 65 or 66% of her blood. Luckily, they were there and got her into surgery, and she made it. The girls were swimming on a sandbar at Seacrest Beach, Fort Walton, in the Gulf side. Lulu confirmed to her mother she was bit on the hand and the leg, and I think I heard her describing that she actually felt the shark on her hand and her leg, and a man grabbed her other arm and pulled her out of the area. Another younger boy helped him carry her to shore. 2 doctors and 2 women, one of whom was a nurse, put tourniquets on her wounds. And so she lost a hand and most of her leg 4 miles away, same day. Another woman bitten by a shark at 1:15 in the afternoon. Injuries to her stomach, her pelvis, lower part of one of her arms amputated. And this is Florida. This is the Gulf side of Fort Walton Beach area in Florida area. And there's a meme came out almost immediately of a map of Florida and the Gulf of Mexico. And it said to the upper left, it said sharks here. In the middle, sharks here. And the lower part, really a lot of sharks here. Sharks everywhere. That's where they live and where they eat.
Miramar Beach, also sharks. More sharks down to the left, and then right in the middle, lots and lots of sharks.
Lots and lots of sharks. Flounder, were you taking me there with a thing?
Yeah, a friend of mine was actually, him and his family were at Florida at one of those beaches this past weekend, and they were all asked to be removed from the beach. They were all escorted off, and they didn't know why, and they didn't find out till about an hour and a half later.
Because of this?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Probably bull sharks, too. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Got to remember, it's their home.
Well, again, I mean, for the record, if you don't know this, if you're in Florida, if you're in the waters off Florida, there are sharks in there. And if you're on any kind of a canal or a lagoon in the state of Florida, there are alligators in there. I mean, just
and sharks
everywhere. And maybe some sharks, too. If there's a waterway connecting, there'll be sharks in there.
Poisonous turtles.
Poisonous turtles.
Fact,
I mean, you just, you know.
I was watching on National Geographic years ago about the canals coming off the Gulf there in Florida, and something ate a shark. And they're trying to figure out what it was, and they think it went up the canal, and an alligator was laying on the floor of the canal and saw it go by and swam up and just took a bite out.
Whoa, really? Outstanding. 4:59. Oh, by the way, just in, the Babylon Bee is now got, the headline just goes, Ilhan Omar, the member of the squad, has now called for a day of mourning over the hostages rescued. Also, Liam Neeson criticized for killing 31 innocent human traffickers just to get one hostage back safely. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they're out all over the place. And Vice President Shiftless and Lazy was lamenting the fact that all those innocent people died in the hostage rescue. My God. Coming up on 5 o'clock, Kipper, Pete, Flounder, and Holy Crap at Sports, and more on Caitlin. This is a major thing, and those girl chick basketball players are asking for it. You're asking for it. Look at it.
and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Today, I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The judge in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial just sending the jury home for the day after their first hour or so of deliberations. They heard closing arguments earlier today.
The prosecution highlighted damning testimony from Hunter's ex-wife as well as an ex-girlfriend who had seen him smoking crack just a couple of months before he bought a firearm. Hunter is accused of lying on the gun purchase form when he said he was not using or addicted to illegal drugs. But Hunter's defense attorney said no one actually saw him doing any drugs in mid-October of 2018 when he bought and had the gun for 11 days.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal with First Lady Jill Biden in the courtroom again today. Prosecutors also telling the jury to focus on the evidence, not who's in the gallery. The U.S. Supreme Court agrees to hear arguments this fall from Facebook's parent company Meta, which denies a claim by investors that failed to share potential risks from a pro-Trump firm during the 2016 presidential race.
Cambridge Analytica was found to have paid an app developer for Facebook to get personal data on the social media site's users. Cambridge Analytica, linked to the former president's campaign through Steve Bannon, used that data to target voters.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Meta already paid a multi-billion-dollar fine and settled a privacy claim, now hoping the Supreme Court will stop a class action lawsuit. The former president urging faith leaders to help get out the vote in this year's election.
We have to defend religious liberty, free speech, innocent life, and the heritage and tradition that built America into the greatest nation in the history of the world, but now we are, as you know, a declining nation.
Giving taped remarks to the Danbury Institute, a Christian and anti-abortion group, the Biden-Harris campaign making reproductive rights a central theme of the race. Apple announcing a new partnership with ChatGPT for what they call Apple Intelligence, adding AI functions to iPhones and other products aimed at better competing with rival devices already using the technology. America is listening to Fox News.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word PROTECT to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's PROTECT to the number 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Madame Giselle senses something big coming. Is it a career change? Everything looks wet.
I'm going to be a swim teacher.
There's a roof.
A swim teacher who also does roofing.
No, the roof of your RV has a leak and it's ruining the furniture.
Oh, that's okay. I'm covered by Progressive. But maybe I'm a swim teaching roofer who makes furniture.
Customize your coverage with Progressive's Roof Protection Plus and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Roof Protection Plus available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any claim.
Let's get it together, ladies. Lift, shoulder, right of leg. Ready on the dog. Target. First, one to the rear. Suction, squad to the rear. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer 503 with Pete Davis and Philander at the controls on 106.3. Beautiful Monday afternoon. Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Again, we got Holy Crap Sports coming up. We need an extra Flounders Funnies. I think I did not
We can take care of that without a problem.
We'll do that very shortly, anytime you want. The legal team left the courthouse. A 100 jury trial is the jury got the case, and now they have been dismissed until tomorrow morning. And Jonathan Turley and all the people are saying even if he's convicted, Hunter Biden's not going to jail. My guess is that it's going to be a hung jury. I'd imagine in a million years that those Delaware people with Dr. Jill, by the way, Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, sitting in there with her come boink me pumps, and her, she's showing a little cleavage for the jury when they're giving closing arguments. And I think when she did the Sharon Stone leg cross, that was really asking too much, Dr. Jill. Anyway, she's a freaking stinking Ma Barker of Delaware, for God's sakes. She's the crime queen. Anyway, so the first thing the prosecutor said was, when given his closing arguments, the people in this courtroom are not evidence. They got nothing to do with this. So anyway, we got the latest now, but it's off for today. It's all done for today, which makes sense. Let's see. Donald Trump's going to meet with by a virtual Zoom thing with his parole officer for when he gets sentenced later and so forth. We've got that coming for you later. Also, those 51 guys who signed the document about the fake Hunter laptop buying, so they're all doubling down. They're all saying, "Oh, we don't apologize. It was all real."
Well, yeah, why should nothing's happened to them? So why shouldn't they keep pushing it?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, they say let's see, former Obama National Intelligence Director James Clapper said, "Well, you would apologize?" Just no. It was all real. One guy representing 7 different defense intelligence officials doubled down on the importance of the letter, and they claimed that those men who signed that document, of the 51 guys who signed the document that said it was pretty much Russian disinformation, it was their patriotic duty to sign it. Their patriotic duty. A careful and objective reading of the document reflects even today its content is accurate.
To what party? Is there patriotism to the party or to the United States of America and the Constitution? They all know it's a lie. It's been proven it's a lie, and those sumbitches won't say anything against it.
Yep. The chairman of the National Intelligence Council, Greg Teverton, said, what we said was true. What we said was true. Michael Hayden, former CIA director, just hung up the phone. But all the rest of them saying, we want to emphasize what we know. If the emails are genuine or not, it was absolutely true. And by the way, you dirty stinking liars, you knew that letter was false because the FBI director knew it was false because he admitted he didn't want to say anything because he was afraid it would affect the election, which means he knew. And by the way, that's backwards. If he wanted to not affect the election, he should have told the truth and let the election happen the way it was going to happen. Yeah, otherwise he deliberately made one side better than the other for withholding the truth.
Right.
Exactly the opposite of what he said he was doing to try to not influence the election.
This whole federal empire, it's all a joke. It's all a farce. We are not a serious country anymore because these are supposed to be the best and brightest and the smartest, and they're all a bunch of deceitful liars.
And by the way, even the New York Times has done a fact check of President Wash Your Daughter's tales and hyperbole. This girl now writing this editorial, his telling he was, and President Scumbag's telling he was a teenage civil rights activist, a former trucker, the first in his family to go to college, and the nephew of a cannibalism victim. Despite his penchant for exaggerating details when recounting episodes from his life, these autobiographical embellishments differ in scale and significance from the stream of lies about a stolen election by his opponent, Donald Trump. So even though she was mocking Joe Biden, Naval Academy by former, he said he was nominated to attend the U.S. Naval Academy. That's not true. He said in April he used to drive an 18-wheeler. That's not true. He suggested he played a greater role in civil rights movement than he actually did. That's not true. No evidence he was ever arrested or anything like that, which he's claimed. The outlet, some outlets have been calling him over his lack of media access, saying it sets a bad precedent. I mean, one thing after another. Everywhere you turn around there, and they just double down and say, "No, well, what the heck? It's okay." I mean, God. All right, 508. A little bit of a different thing here. I saw the video of this, and it's really interesting. In Florida, a bank robbery, and a Florida sniper. The scene happened when a 36-year-old man went in to rob the Fort Myers Bank of America. He took 2 people hostage inside the office of the bank. Police closed in. He said he had a bomb on him. He crouched behind the hostages, using them as a human shield, while the negotiator tried to get him to surrender. The robber threw one of the hostages into a headlock, held a knife to her throat, and that's when the cops from the Lee County Sheriff's Office with a SWAT team said, well, okay, we got to do something different. There's actually video of them showing what they did on the scene of how the snipers in the SWAT office will go behind another one of their SWAT members and put his rifle on the shoulder of the other SWAT team member to steady his aim. The sniper aimed his rifle at the bad guy holding hostages. You could only see his head barely seen over the top of a computer monitor across the room. Again, this is a sniper outside looking into the office. He sees the guy's head over the top of a computer monitor. The negotiator saying, keep talking, sir. I want to know what's going through your head right now. Well, something was going through his head in about a second. Moments later, the sniper pulled the trigger. The shot rang out. The bullet inside the bank office pierced through the computer monitor, leaving a hole, and then struck the robber, hunkered down behind the two hostages, crumbling to the floor, so the hostages scattering for cover as the bullet went right into his forehead, killing him instantly. Holy cow. And there's video.
Did they shoot through a window, too?
I don't think he shot through a window, but it didn't say, but that's the implication, because he said he was shooting into the office. But again, I don't know whether there was an open door. But again, through a computer monitor, and those screens are not thin glass. That's a big, thick piece of glass. His ammo must have been really, really, I don't know whether it was a 7.62 or a 50 caliber. I don't know what kind of sniper rifle he had. But again, they balanced the right to hold it steady on the shoulder of the cop in front of you. And they have to cover their ears, because the sound of it's going to blow your ear, like mine. My eardrums are gone because of the anyway. But can you what? And there's video, you can see it. You can't. It's not real clear. I mean, it's not like you're in the movies. But again, you can see what they did, and they even showed it as a training exercise, warning people, hey, this is what you get in Lee County, my friends. Oh, here we go. It was a .308 caliber bullet. Ballistic reliability traveling through intermediate barriers. So 308. That's a good. That's a big slug. That's like a 7.62. It's a big caliber, and it's well known in so-called assault rifles. They have there's different ones. Anyway, 5'11", Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. What a great
Real
shot,
quick,
man.
not to steer you guys off the story here, but Todd is on the line, and he was actually at Normandy last week.
Oh, my God. Was this one of the twins or somebody else, too? Todd, you're on the radio. Welcome, my friend. Tell me what it was like. How was it?
Hey, Mr. Kimber, Pete, it's good to speak with y'all. We were in Paris for a week with some family, and got a chance to drive down to Normandy on Friday and stay there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it was just one of the most incredible experiences. Just can't describe. One, just driving down there, so beautiful, so beautiful, all the little towns, but such an outpouring of love for the American people was just astounding. It was just American flags everywhere. We didn't expect that at all. And when we finally got down to Normandy, we went to Utah Beach Friday, and
did you see ceremonies or see any? Did you see any paratroopers or ceremonies or stuff like that for the activities and everything?
We sure planned to. Turns out there was a whole lot of traffic. So it was difficult to get where we wanted to at any time. But like we were going to the American Cemetery and got stuck in traffic there because Biden was coming in for the second time. Yeah. So we just kind of got out of our car and just went walking down to the beach on Omaha. And wow. It was just staggering, the beauty of that beach and everything around it. We see all the movies and the horror that went on, but it is so astonishingly beautiful. And then we got a little bit stuck there in Omaha for several hours because of Biden flying in. Yeah. And it actually turned out to be a really incredible thing to see, because there was these old helipads, and then this small little road, and then they had all the people standing on the other side of the road, so really close. And to see the three Chinooks came in, and just the power and wrong war, but the shock and awe of those aircraft coming in and landing right in front of us, and then the two. The Marine one and the duplicate both came in, and it was still amazing to see.
Yeah, but, outstanding. And you're right. The French people have more concern for American patriotism than most of the people in this country these days. In my neighborhood, my flags and one other guy have an American flag in the whole damn neighborhood, and that's it.
It's just incredible, all the flags, and it was funny too. We didn't realize, of course, they left, I guess, all the equipment there, all the Jeeps and tanks and trucks, and so all the people around town have bought those, and they're driving them all over the place. Oh, cool. And I'd say half the folks are in a U.S. military, is like a Comic-Con. They're all dressed up in uniforms all over the place.
I love it.
saw the church with the parachutists.
St. Maricles.
The dummy hanging there. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And it was funny.
Wow.
I saw it a couple of times. Man, Kimmer would love this.
What a great trip. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Congratulations. That's a hell of a bucket list right there, my friend. Thank you. 5:14, Kimmer Pete and Flounder, Holy Crap at Sports, and the Caitlin story coming up in the Olympics with her, all this stuff. With next 106.3. Happy Monday, right here.
Breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is XTRA 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events, and so much more. Follow at XTRA 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air. Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947. And their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the grand slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com. We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop right at Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
Summer has arrived and the month of June is jam-packed with great baseball and fun at Truist Park. The Atlanta Braves have two amazing matchups coming up, including the Tampa Bay Rays June 14th through the 16th, followed by the Detroit Tigers June 17th through the 19th. On Friday, June 14th, the Braves will honor Flag Day and the U.S. Army's birthday with a special theme night and pregame ceremony. And after the game, the sky above Truist Park lights up with the #1 rated fireworks show in the Southeast.
Swung on and rocked down the left field line. Rolling down the line all the way to the wall. Braves will take the lead. 2-1 Atlanta here in the fourth.
The fun continues through the weekend with live entertainment before the game in the Battery Atlanta Plaza on Saturday. Plus, there's a kids softball bow giveaway on Sunday the 16th and the belt bag giveaway presented by Truist on the 17th. Visit Braves.com/promos to find all of the details and to purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
At Nelson Elder Care Law, we understand that family's everything. That's why we prioritize your family's future with personalized asset protection solutions. Call us today to schedule your legacy planning meeting and discover how our team can tailor our services to meet your family's unique needs, ensuring a secure and worry-free future. NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
No, sorry. Was that on? I have no idea. It's only the Giver at Pete Vaughn at 5:20 after. But wait, first of all, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves continue their woeful slide in Washington, D.C. yesterday, losing to the Nationals 8-5, dropping yet another 4-game series with the Nats. They blew a 2-0 lead and gave up 7 runs in the bottom of the fourth. Only Jared Kelenich's 3-run bomb in the ninth kept the score even decent. Hurston Waldrop took the loss, his major league debut. Did well until that fateful fourth. He went only 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 7 earned runs, a home run, 4 walks, and just 1 strikeout. Despite yesterday, the pitching so far this season has been good enough to win. The offense, though, is in a word, embarrassing. Let's look at it. Ozzie Albies' OPS, on-base percentage plus slugging, 73 points lower than his yearly average. Austin Riley's bat has fallen off the map. Only 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, a .230 batting average, and his OPS is a whopping 187 points below what he usually does. In fact, Bleacher Report doesn't even have him in the top 10 ranked third baseman anymore. Matt Olson is better, 9 homers, 34 ribbies, but his OPS is down 115 points. Michael Harris II actually has 2 more homers than Riley, but just the same amount of RBIs. His batting average 37 points below normal, and his OPS 143 points deficient. Orlando Arcia's 6 home runs have been nice, but have brought in only 21 RBIs. That's because people aren't getting on base in front of him. But he's one of the bright spots. Kelenic is actually having a better year than normal. Adam Duvall is doing okay. And, of course, Marcell Ozuna is carrying the team. 18 homers, 55 RBIs. His batting average up 41 points. His OPS is up an astounding 183 points higher than his usual output. But unless Albies, Riley, Olson, and Harris wake up, this team will be fighting tooth and nail for a wild card spot. And even with the loss of Spencer Strider and Ronald Acuna Jr., they're good enough to make a run in the postseason. But they're now 9 games behind the Phillies, who have proven they're better the past 2 playoffs. And frankly, they're the better team this year in the regular season. Maybe that's gotten into their heads, maybe not. But somebody needs to light a fire under their butts. Charlie Morton has been more outspoken in the past week or so, and maybe it's time a veteran gave the boys a talk, because the status quo just ain't working. They're off today before 3 in Baltimore with a very good Orioles club that's in second place in the American League East. On a good note, congrats to Jesse Chavez, joined the 1,000 strikeout club.
I saw that. Excellent.
Ray of sunshine.
And in fact, didn't he almost quit the game? I think there was a story I read over the weekend that he almost quit baseball at some point and then kept going. And son of a gun, he's doing great right now. I hope.
Well, he's retiring after this season.
Yeah.
The Mets and Phillies split their 2-game series in London, and Bryce Harper liked it so much he wants MLB to host a short tournament across the pond every year with 4 or 5 teams playing in it, kind of like the NBA did this year with their little in-season tournament, which worked out well for him. Christian Garrett, a 4-star defensive lineman out of Prince Avenue Christian School in Bogart, Georgia, has committed to Georgia over schools like Clemson, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, and Southern Cal. Tennessee ended Evansville's surprise run in the NCAA baseball tournament yesterday. Florida outlasted Clemson in a wild 5-hour game. Texas A&M used a 9-run inning to put away Oregon, and Kentucky made program history the first time ever, going to Omaha with a win over Oregon State. So next stop for the 4 SEC schools, of course, the Men's College World Series. Meanwhile, ACC, North Carolina, Florida State, and Virginia swept their super regionals. They've locked up spots. So one spot remains. Georgia is forced a third and deciding game tonight against North Carolina State. By the way, NC State beat them by 17 runs the other day.
Yeah.
And Georgia turned around and beat them by 9 the next day.
I was going to say, that's two of the most screwed up. I mean, how do you
college baseball, baby.
Yeah, that's right. That's amazing.
It's Chinatown, Jake. Who knows what's going on? The Celtics won at home 105-98 last night over the Mavericks to take the first 2 games of the NBA Finals. Boston head coach Joe Mazzulla was asked how he felt about the royal family attending the game, and Joe replied, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph? And the reporter said, no, it's the Prince and Princess of Wales. And Joe says, I only know one royal family. I don't know much about that other one.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, go ahead and take it right to God, baby.
That's right. Hall of Fame forward Chet Walker, 7-time All-Star, known as the Jet, has passed away at the age of 84. Taken by the Syracuse Nationals in the 62 draft. Yeah. He followed that team when they moved to Philly and became the 76ers. Part of that 67 team that won a then record 68 games in the regular season and ended the 8-year title run of the Celtics. Walker averaged 19 points and 8 rebounds per game that season, a team that also featured Wilt Chamberlain, Hal Greer, and Billy Cunningham. In 69, the Sixers traded Walker to the Bulls. He was a pretty good team there. Bob Love, Jerry Sloan, Norm Van Leer. He's a member of the Bulls Ring of Honor. In a 13-year career, Walker averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds per game. A Mississippi native, he attended Bradley. He was a 2-time All-American, helped the Braves win the 1960 NIT title. Elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame back in 2012, Chet Walker, dead at the age of 84. Meanwhile, the Sapphic soap opera, known as the WNBA, continues to shoot itself in the foot, and this time it's joined by Team USA. They, in their infinite wisdom, decided not to include their biggest name, Caitlin Clark. Why would you want 100% more eyes watching women's basketball than you'll have now? That's just crazy talk. Lots of media pundits are defending the omission, but some big names like Tim Brando and Bill Maher, of all people, are criticizing it. As for Caitlin catching such heat in the NBA, Maher went so far to say on his show, it's because women are catty. The league is very lesbian, and she's not, and there's race. There's always also a racial element to this. It's not always racism when a white person succeeds.
There you go.
That's Bill Maher. He also called out the ladies for not having their teammates back, saying if this was men, they defend each other on their same team. Men will fight from 2 teams, but when somebody checks you on who's on your team, you defend that guy. I'm just saying men have their bad parts. We're toxic. We're dogs. Only women would do this.
It's true. It's a movie, Mean Girls. I mean, why do you think it's true? The girls, even in junior high school, it starts in there. And this whole business with the WNBA is outrageous. I mean, I'm going to pay no attention to these people on the Summer Olympics.
Tim Howard, former goalkeeper for the U.S. men's soccer team, says Clark is the victim of jealous, race-baiting bullies. To her credit, Caitlin says the snub will just make her work harder. A class act.
She has really shown nothing but class this whole time. She's done everything right, said everything right, and bless her. Seriously, she's doing perfect.
Bill Maher calls her Straight Kate. I love it.
Man, rub it in a little bit.
Straight Kate. Who wants to coach the Lakers in sunny L.A. and earn $70 million when you can live and work in the slush of Storrs, Connecticut?
Oh.
Dan Hurley is spurning LeBron's team to stay and coach UConn, going for 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yes, sir.
Neither rain, nor sleet, nor slush, nor arrest, nor having a baby born can stop Scotty Scheffler. The Machine won the Memorial in Ohio yesterday by 1 stroke of Colin Morikawa. The Steelers have extended head coach Mike Tomlin's contract through 2027. And on this day, June 10th, 1972, Hank Aaron hit his 649th home run, moved him to sole possession of second place in the all-time list. Who did he pass? And it made me very sad when this happened.
Mickey Mantle.
Willie Mays.
Oh, Willie. Oh, no kidding.
I was a Willie Mays fan. I didn't want to see him pass him, but he did.
Yeah.
It was a 14th Grand Slam for Hank, which tied Gil Hodges' National League record as they beat the Phillies 15-3. And in 1921, Babe Ruth hit his 120th career home run. At the time, considered the new all-time leader, passing Gavy Kravitz's total of 119. However, it is later learned that 19th century slugger Roger Connor was the true leader with 138. Ruth says, oh, okay, I'll just pass him next month. Which is what he did.
I love it. Well, at 5:29 and a couple of quickies here, Pete Davis. 1978 on this day, there's a Triple Crown winner for 2 years in a row. In 78, the Triple Crown winner was affirmed. The year after, Seattle Slew won in 1977. Very rare to have 2 Triple Crown winners back-to-back. Rare to win any.
And it was a long time before we had another one, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
absolutely. Yes, sir, it was. 1983, greatest catcher of all time, Johnny Bench, says he's retiring after 16 years. And the 1944 youngest pitcher in the history of the majors took the mound for the first time. He pitched 2/3 of an inning for the Reds. His name was Joe Nuxall. Joe Nuxall was 15 years, 11 months, and 11 days. The youngest pitcher in Major League Baseball, 15 years old. 5:30, Kevin Pete and Flounder. More. Oh, wait till you hear this chick on TikTok, man. You don't miss this. Standing by next. Look out.
The Morning Extra is live weekday mornings from 6 to 10, and here's what you missed.
What it really fed into was the idea that when you did have special counsel, when he got all the tapes and he ended up doing it with his executive privilege to hide them, when they say that he has a bad memory and he doesn't know, there you go.
He doesn't. This poor man is struggling in his mind, and I've seen it through family members that have dealt with this. It's very sad. And for them to put him out in public and allow him to speak. Now, I don't think he has a lot in policy. I think that's all done behind the scenes
for sure.
But this man is struggling to know whether or not he's okay. And to me, I know that, we kind of make fun of it at the same time. It really is sad to me that they do this to this man because he's got to be struggling inside and he can't express that. What he does is, I'm going to try to cover by lying.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
On this episode of The Real Houses of Atlanta.
Whoa, Bobby, what's going on?
Well, now that I'm the HOA president, I'm going to start cracking down on the neighborhood.
With a sledgehammer?
Oh, look, this place is looking rough, and nobody's moving right now either. So I'm telling the neighbors it's time to fix up the homes they have.
And what do you suggest?
Well, I'm telling everybody on the block about Exovations. They're right here, and they can get your house the facelift it needs. We're talking new siding, roofing, windows, doors, decks, even porches, patios, and porticos. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to start with Jim next door. Hey, Jimmy, you got a window out. Check the bylaws.
Hi, this is Candace with Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Avoid an HOA headache and let us give your home the facelift it needs. We'll introduce you to our ExoVision, our very own architectural design that allows you to envision your home's transformation before you even start the project. Ready for your on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation? Visit exovations.com and book your consultation today.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on XTRA 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Yeah, boy. That was the Monkees. 1966. The Monkees' first recording sessions took place. They featured members of the Wrecking Crew, a group of studio musicians in Los Angeles that proved to be unsuccessful. And again, the Monkees were a makeshift singing group. It was done to make a TV show, and it was a big hit. And they actually had some. Was it Nesmith was the best of the musicians? Mickey Dolenz, songwriter. Yeah. Now it's at 5:36. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and our birthday list, Pete. I saved one from your sports thing here, so I would have enough birthdays today. That naughty little Tara Lipinski, Tara Lipinski's 42. As I recall. And let's see, we got a history thing here, a couple of history things here. In 1943, Laszlo Biro patented the ballpoint pen, which was good since he was a writer. And in 1948, they thought Chuck Yeager had bought the farm way up in the sky, but he had actually broken the sound barrier faster than the speed of sound. The big boom proved it. He was in his Bell XS-1 rocket plane. And, of course, you saw in the movie The Right Stuff, Chuck Yeager and his heroism and so forth. He was an amazing, he used to shoot down people. He said he could shoot down the enemy. He was it was real ace in World War II. He could shoot down the enemy because he could see him before they could see him. He had great vision, and he could see a twinkling of a little thing in the sky so far away. Oh, that's one bad guy, and he could maneuver before anyone else ever spotted him. And he was a tough guy too. I mean, he was a real man. I guess his wife or his girlfriend or wife, whatever it was, said, he's going to do what he's going to do. So she apparently didn't even try to hold him down for being kind of a scoundrel.
You got any Beemans on you?
Yeah, I believe it got me a stick or two. I believe it got me a stick. Our 5 o'clock hour is sponsored by our good friends at Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. Oh, we played a TikTok girl earlier, a model, talking about what a MAGA Republican is. And it was pretty funny. It was sarcastic, and it was kind of like a lives of TikTok. Flounder found another one. We don't know the girl's name, but there's one woman on TikTok that she's hot, and she's young, probably 20-something it looks like, and she is lamenting the fact that all those geeks we hated growing up with in elementary school are now making things miserable for us. So flounder, if you will, sir.
So all those nerds in high school, like the weird theater kids and the anime people, and you know who I'm talking about, the people we didn't hang out with. So they've grown up now, and they're the ones making the laws. They're the Mark Zuckerbergs. They're the Faucis of the world of nerds. Those dorks that never got laid in high school, and they've got a major chip on their shoulder against the normies. That's why you see all these fat ass making laws. Oh, you can be obese and anorexic. Okay, sure. They're the ones inventing clown world. They're the ones in media. They're the actors. You wonder why actors are so politically leftist? Oh, right. It's because they're loser theater kids. They're the theater kids who grew up, and now they're telling me and you what to think. They're telling me and you what to do, and they're making the laws in this country. Well, it's time to stand the up and stop being scared. Like, why are we scared of these people? They were massive losers in high school, and they're massive losers today. It's time to put the motherfucking nerds back in their place. Stand the up.
Go, boy. It's an encouraging sign. I mean, she's
spot on.
A couple of.
How is she spot on? They're running the world, so how are they losers now?
Well, in terms of what they're doing to our culture and our society.
Okay. She's right. Zuckerberg and Fauci are complete. You know what? And we should ignore them and hate them and everything like that. But I'm not joining her. I didn't like her crowd either. Sorry. We were the normies, not her.
Yeah, no, I think she was pretty much just really trying to make a point. I don't think she's
the Valley girl.
She was
that's cheerleader type. Who the hell won't like it?
The people we didn't hang around with.
Right.
Funny. By the way, kind of relatedly, for the record, my New Yorker magazines are starting to show up again. So maybe they've figured out the mail situation down in Palmetto at the that distribution center where they're trying to stop that newfangled process they were trying to put in. And one of the cartoons in my New Yorker is a woman behind a cash register at a coffee shop, and a guy walks in with long hair and a man bag. You know, he's got a man purse, and he's standing there at the counter, and the old lady behind the counter says, "Well, we don't offer espresso. How about a cup of coffee and a smack in the face?" Just like that whole principle. And I sent you guys a picture of the dog and the cat playing chess. And it's kind of hard to describe physically, but I'll try to describe the picture. Dog and a cat playing chess, and the cat, you can see the picture of the cat. His right paw is kind of swerving to the right. It's like making a swishy moment to the right. And the dog is saying, you can really just put the pieces over to the side. Because the cat's swiping, smacking everything.
That's how we know the Earth's not flat. The cats would have pushed everything off by now.
Exactly. It would have all gone off the edge. 540, come repeat flounder. 541 almost here. 404-741-1230. Something's going on in New York. A couple of things in New York. One is a really good sign. Queens residents have a rally marching outside a building, a converted Courtyard Marriott hotel now used for, quote, asylum seekers. These people aren't seeking asylum. They just want to come to America because they know it's ollie in free. They're not seeking asylum. They're getting a free ride. Anyway, the people are saying, no, wait a minute. They're complaining about the fact that the 19-year-old scumbag from Venezuela who was a part of the cop shooter, a part of that Venezuelan scooter team, was living there. And they said, our community's oversaturated with homeless shelters. It's a total failure of government. The shooting of our police officers is a flashpoint time for action. We see how the quality of life has gone right downhill. Complaints, they have RVs with prostitution right here on the boulevard, drug sites everywhere, alcohol, drinks, every place you turn around. There are 15 migrant shelters between Queens Boulevard and LaGuardia International Airport. And they say enough is enough. And they're finally, talking about gangbangers, members of violent migrant moped crews, and even New Yorkers, traditional liberal Democrats, New Yorkers are saying this is nonsense. This may be, I don't know whether Trump can win New York. It's been since Nelson Rockefeller and John Lindsay. Was he a Democrat or Republican? He was pretty conservative, as I recall at the time.
Republican, I believe.
Yeah,
well, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But anyway, the times have changed, basically in New York. And just the other day, there was a pride parade, a Brooklyn Pride Parade at some park in New York City, in Brooklyn. And the only video shows what happened after something happened first. Apparently, there was a guy who was a managing director of a business service franchise, Models and Company, who is a millionaire investment banker. And the video shows him throwing an overhand right-hand fist punch to a woman's face in front of a crowd of party goers, knocks her right to the ground, breaks her nose, blood all over the place, and people are saying, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?" He says, "She blanking through blank all over me," and his jacket is covered with some kind of slime, and apparently she, with her pride, celebration stuff, was throwing crapperoonie and making a big thing, and he said, "I'm not taking this from you. When you throw stuff all over me and attack me with stuff, I'm going to hit you back," and he did.
It could have been acid.
Could have been anything. Okay, it could have been anything. Could have been poison. It could have been acid. Could have been anything. It punched her right in the face. And he's a millionaire banker, investment banker. Good for him. We're not taking this anymore.
By the way,
yeah.
Guess who the Weather Channel's blaming for the shark attacks?
Oh, climate change? Trump?
Yeah, climate change. All of a sudden, sharks are biting humans. It's never before happened in the history of sharks or mankind.
I know. Isn't it amazing? It's only been since Donald Trump was in charge of the climate 4 years ago or something. Mm-hmm. By the way, speaking of...
the Spinolator 3000 or whatever.
Yeah, the Tornado 2000. The actor John Leguizamo, I guess I pronounce it. He's a good actor, but he's now come out with a full-page ad in the New York Times asking people who vote for the Emmys to vote only for non-white people. I know everyone's exhausted about inclusion, but not us who are not included, so that's why I took out this ad in the New York Times. America's better when it's inclusive. It is more profitable. It is more creative. Let's not give up. I'm still woke. Are you? I know you're tired of hearing the words diversity treading water while you try to understand how to put actions behind these sentiments. Let this be the start of a new era. Let us not continue to whitewash our award shows. Instead, be a catalyst that inspires the next generation of minority and underrepresented artists. If they can, maybe I can too. Good grief.
Underrepresented. Every commercial, every TV show, every movie is mandated to have people of color in it. Every single one. What is he talking about?
Right. That's right. And they say
he wants to be handed something that he does not deserve.
Yeah. Well, they say 80% of the nominees across all the 19 categories of Emmys are white. But again, I mean, Friends was a TV show that it didn't have a lot of black people in it, but that was the show. How many people in Hollywood are, white or black compared to the race? Yeah. So it just has to be documented by percentages now? What are they talking about? Yeah, I mean, this is just freaking outrageous. I mean, the nerve of these people. They're literally out loud saying, "Well, don't vote for white guys anymore."
That's one thing to say. Then why have it? You look at the people of color and don't leave them out. But then to come right out and say it and hate on white people, say you shouldn't vote for the white people. That's hate.
Yeah, it's racist. It's division, and it's a typical Democrat. It's the woke, hate-filled Democrat of today's society, politically and culturally. That's what they stand for: division and hate. 546, Kim Repeat and Flounder. Flounder's Funny's coming up, and actual stuff. Almost guaranteed. 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's a camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Well, here we go. This ridiculous case that Alvin Bragg brought against Donald Trump is now in front of a jury. I know you're on pins and needles waiting for my prediction, so hold on a minute. A quick review is in order. Just what is Trump charged with? Paying hush money? Not a crime.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Ventrac. Not everyone has a need for a tractor, but for those of you who do, you need to check out Ventrac Tractors. Ventrac is the ultimate versatile compact tractor. Property managers and golf courses know that Ventrac protects the turf better than anything else. And all of our users benefit from the ability to mow in wet conditions, conquer steep slopes, heavy brush mowing, and much, much more. Georgia, get your Ventrac at Howard Brothers. The grass, and if you need a tractor, you've got lots of it, is always greener when you take care of it with Ventrac and Howard Brothers.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
Here in Atlanta, we've got history good food, sky view, and outrageous sky-high property taxes. Sometimes with a bill 5 times higher than other Georgia counties. But luckily, there's Ownwell. Ownwell can appeal and reduce your property taxes and potentially save you thousands of dollars.
And right now, you can sign up for free by texting LEARN to 64,000.
You don't have to be an expert to save thousands of dollars every year, because Ownwell's cutting-edge technology and local tax experts do all the legwork for you. And you only pay if you save. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the view.
Sign up now, free. Don't pay unless you save. Text LEARN to 64,000. Text LEARN to 64,000. Text LEARN to 64,000.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hey, sandwich lovers. Today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub-Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
So you conquered the hardest part. You found the one, got approval from the family, shopped for the engagement ring, and you popped the question. Nice job. But you're not done. It's time to plan the wedding. Pick the dress, pick your tux, plan the honeymoon, and yes, find the perfect wedding bands. Well, you're in luck because Wedding Band Weekend is back at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. June 21st through the 23rd is the perfect time to stop in and shop all of the top brands in the industry. You'll find the ring of her dreams. And here is the best part. During Wedding Band Weekend, when you purchase her qualifying ring, you'll get your ring absolutely free. So don't miss Wedding Band Weekend, June 21st through the 23rd in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. And at Solomon Brothers, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
Hi, I'm Sarah Hobson.
And I'm Chris Hobson from Hobson & Hobson Divorce Attorneys.
When helping our clients through divorce, we're guided by a clear vision and simple mission.
To be the powerhouse divorce and custody law firm in the state of Georgia.
And to provide advanced legal strategy, fight for your financial stability, and protect you against those who are neglectful, abusive, and vindictive.
At Hobson & Hobson, we arrive every day inspired to create better futures for families.
Facing divorce? Let us move mountains for you. Learn more at areyoubраveenough.com.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message. As the weather heats up, Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
The old Beatles. The Kimmer Beatles. Yeah. Here we go. 1964. The first world tour the Beatles took. They took a flight from Hong Kong to Australia, making an unscheduled fuel stop in Darwin, where 400 fans greeted the aircraft. The Beatles flew on to Sydney, where they arrived in the middle of a downpour. The group required to appear in an open-top truck in the pouring rain to wave at the thousands of fans greeting them at the airport in Sydney, despite the huge downpour. It was worth it, and they stayed there, and everybody was happy in 1964. Our birthday list includes Andrew Stevens. The actor is 69. He was in Dallas. One of those kind of sandy-haired guys. I think you probably see his face. Jeff Greenfield, remember him? He was what's the matter?
Yeah. Wasn't Andrew Stevens in one of the Dirty Harry movies as the psycho killer?
I think he was, too. And I think he was one of those guys like in North and South or kind of those series and stuff like that. He was one of those guys. He's 69.
They had to train him to shoot without closing his eyes because he'd never shot a gun before and he was afraid of guns. He kept shaking his head when he shot the pistol.
I love it. Andrew Stevens, 69. Jeff Greenfield, the former, I guess he's retired, commentator, writer, used to be pretty famous back in the 70s. They did a lot of stuff for ABC. Yeah. Jeff Greenfield's 81. And the naughty little Sasha Obama, as she's not in prison, she's 23. Is she the dope head, or I can't remember which one was the dope head. Anyway, 5-3. Also, on this day in history, a couple things here. The Doonesbury comic strip portrayed old Blue Eyes Frank Sinatra as a buddy with a mob. On this day in 1985, 800 newspapers carried the panel of Frank Sinatra as a gangster. So Sinatra had Jilly, his bodyguard, murder the family of the Doonesbury and the editor of the paper. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I can imagine. And buddy Jilly, who's the one who roughed me up when I tried to get an interview with him in Chicago at Navy Pier that time. Jilly said, I don't think so. On this day, 1977, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassin, James Earl Ray, escaped from the maximum security prison in Tennessee, some maximum. He was captured 3 days later. He and 6 other cons simply climbed over the wall using electrical wire as a makeshift ladder. And over he went. So anyway, there you go. 404-741-1235-54. I couldn't believe this. James Carville, look at the weird former Marine married to the girl. He mentioned again, he's on a podcast, he mentioned again with his girl Marley Matlin, whatever her name is, Marley or somebody Matlin, that they don't talk about politics. They don't, because it would not be a good thing. But he said, Carville says they picked the wrong guy to have Joe Washer daughter is not the right guy. He's not the ideal choice. The good news is, though, he says there are many talented positions who could potentially take over. Here's James Carville. Quote, the underappreciated thing about the current state of the Democratic Party is there's such an enormous number of current people. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. If you had to name the really true great leaders of the Democrat Party, who would they be? Who would the American people look at as true American leaders, heroes of the Democrat Party? I mean, back in the day, it would have been LBJ or Kennedy. I mean, there would have been, figures and leaders in legislature and Senate or stuff like that. Who are the leaders of the Democrat Party?
Yeah. Well, Daniel Patrick Moynihan.
But listen to this. Yeah, there you go. Who said all politics is? Now, who's the guy? Chip O'Neill. I mean, guys who had a hold on what the party meant. Here he goes on to say, the Democrats. There's such an enormous current number of people, including he lists Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Okay, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, Maryland Governor Wes Moore, and here's my favorite. Of one of the leaders of the Democrat Party is there to take over, Georgia's Senator Raphael Weifnacher. Holy crap. I mean, I can't believe this. And by the way, again, ladies and gentlemen, don't be confused. Senator Raphael Weifnacher was never even indicted on a charge of trying to murder his wife. Oh, she thought he was trying to kill her when he tried to run over with a car. But again, there was never intention. There was never a proof. There was no video to prove it, just her injuries when she had to go to the hospital. But again, he was never indicted for a charge of trying to murder her. And it doesn't count when you're a Democrat. It doesn't count like what happened to him when he ran out the back door of his house when the process server showed up at the front door trying to get him to pay his child support. So he ditched out the back door. But that shouldn't count. I mean, Democrats probably didn't have a lot of money being a minister, trying to get into the old pulpit of Martin Luther King Jr. and Hosea Williams. Yeah, what a trio that would make, huh? Good Lord. Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
What's the use of being a reverend if you can't act like a reverend?
I know, unbelievable, my God.
I'll tell you what, though, that Pennsylvania governor is the guy they're going to push. That Shapiro, they're looking at him.
Yeah, they do like him. They do like him. And one more quick thing, in case you missed it, we got a Flounders Funny coming up for Nucky's Hoagies. The top cancer charity in Canada. If you didn't miss this earlier, ladies, this is going to be a slightly offensive, and we'll make it quick. The Canadian Cancer Society is acknowledging on their webpage that non-binary people can have mixed feelings and feel distanced from the word cervix. The Canadian Cancer Society is trying to come up with a trans-friendly word when they talk about cancer, cancer of the cervix. They say we recognize trans men and non-binary people have mixed feelings about and feel distance from the word cervix. You may prefer other words such as, quote, front hole, unquote. Ladies, I'm not making that up. Canada Cancer Society, your hooka chuka chaka is now the front hole. As to not be confused, well, I can't even say it. 5:58. I got a little Flounder's funny, little Nucky's Hoagies coming up there.
Women laugh more than men do. That's a fact. Probably. But that's probably why y'all live longer than we do. But who are you laughing at, though? You're laughing at men, so y'all need us to live. If y'all were funnier, we could live longer. But no, we just amuse y'all and die. Then y'all go find some other clown.
Anyway, 5:59, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And tomorrow we do it all over again. If you want to join us, we'd be thrilled. Other than that, be careful out there. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. I gotta go. You're killing me. With Pete Davis and Flounder, Oorah, Semper Fi, Christine, baby, sing me home. I'm on my way. Herp. Look out.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the XTRA app.